The opinions expressed in the following program are that of the host and or guest. They do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Smash Brothers Radio, its affiliates, or any employee thereof. Listening discretion is advised.
Wait from horns come in. There they go with that. There they go with that. So you know it's time to talk about it. Listen, it's the whitted committed, young, talented, gifted, black love and politic talk. Not love and hip hop, but it's knowledge we give out. I hope that you can catch it and try to run it back without fumbling the shit we kicked off. It's not for the simple-minded, more for the gifted. I give my opinions. Hope you can rebuttal the shit that I kick. If you can't, then be quiet. Take a seat and just try to soak up the wisdom we spilling. With it, committed, gotcha. Throw up your W's. Tell us what's up with you, and we gon' talk about it. We not those other fools. This ain't your typical hypocritical dummy news. They do that shit for views. We do this for the youth who come behind us. In the trenches, you'll find us. Giving game in the brains of the youngest to remind them of the greatness inside them. Let them know that they can become whatever they want to be. Just look at me. I'm a young black lion. And yeah, I'm full of pride. Chilling with my lioness. Product of my environment. Whether it's brown dirt, green grass, or an iron fence, or a picket fence. Don't matter. Long as you get through it. With motivation, dedication, and wittiness. Hard work and grittiness. Even the sky is limitless. You want to know what my definition of witty is, or what witted is? That's what witted committee is. Throw up your W's. Tell us what's up with you, and we gon' talk about it. Yeah, we gon' talk about it. Throw up your W's. Tell us what's up with you, and Bear gon' talk about it. Anise gon' talk about it.
Yeah. It's happening.
For sure though, dirty. I don't hear me. You hear me?
I hear you. I hear you. I got you.
Okay, yeah. We
Yeah.
got the quotable with us.
We got the quotable.
The quotable.
Ain't no snare in my headphones. Turn me up.
Turn my
In this
headphones
thing.
up.
In
Turn
this
my
thing.
headphones up.
One time for the one time.
Turn
Turn your
my
headphones
Turn
up.
my headphones
Turn your
up.
headphones.
That's what Dirty said.
I
Dirty
can't.
says,
Turn your.
There's no snare in my headphones.
turn my headphones up.
Check it out, dirty.
Yeah.
Gang anything.
Gang.
Whole lot of gang.
Anything.
Yeah. Hey, y'all.
Y'all them cuss on yours? I don't really do a lot of cussing.
You know, I mean, we technically was under a new clause that we couldn't really exemplify expletives the way we used to.
And
So,
since we are such, we have, linguistic abilities to be able to not use profane language at any time. We choose to not do so or do so.
All right, well, fuck that. I ain't gonna do it then. I ain't gonna cuss then. I'm a guest. You let me know.
So y'all listen. We need to tell y'all who we
hold
were.
on, time out.
My
One
bad.
time for the one time.
Happy Black History Month.
Yeah.
Hold on, we can't see us.
Happy Black History Month.
Yeah,
Happy
there we
Black
go.
History Month. Just in case y'all was thinking that since February ended, we were just gonna stop being black or something like that.
Yeah,
Stop.
like no, Black
celebrate.
History. It's Black History Month every month.
Black
So,
history is American history.
there you
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
So since
Okay.
we in here for another Wednesday, I'm your big homie Bear Brown. I'm with the always authentic and he's authentic.
The vivid voice.
And I got my partner in here. The reason why I'm on Smash Bros is because of the person to Anissa's left.
Stop it.
If you didn't know, wait a minute now. This is a legendary honorary moment. You would not have the Whitted Committee, you guys, if we didn't have Dirty, the quotable.
Thank you, guys.
The quotable.
The quotable.
Dirty,
Yes.
what up, though?
Yes.
Yeah, we
the
got
quotable.
a nice, interesting topic to discuss. If you have seen the tagline thus far, you see it says the crucifixion of Jesus.
Of Jesus.
And the reason why me and Anise decided to chop this topic up was because we have noticed a vast migration from the person whose music we fell in love with, that we identified with as who hip hop was supposed to be. This was hip hop's son.
Mm.
And what he has become now is nothing that the average hip hop head that truly loved what his craft was when he came out. It's not something we can align ourselves to anymore.
So let's talk about why we actually talking about Kanye, because for black folk, we talking about how Kanye counseled. So let's speak about why we are actually even referencing Kanye. I'm sure everybody has seen the clip of Kanye, got everybody dressed in all white, doing the dancing the fandango and some all white and things and whatnot. You
Dancing the
know,
fandango.
Fandango.
they all out here with the bongo drums and the hey, let's get away. Just looking, frolicking and whatnot.
Yeah.
Frolicking?
Yeah.
Frolicking diction.
Big diction.
Big diction.
Big. Ooh, y'all
so-
so cold on you, dog.
So like Kanye West has put out like a 30-second clip of, him actually releasing this song. It's like a 30-second little song of him actually, playing some music over, and you got all the black folks and the Wade and the Water Jeans, and they actually are enthused about it. So since that has came out, social media's response to it has had various remarks. You've had people, everybody was saying things like, wait a minute, I know Kanye, we said Kanye was canceled, but can we discuss that? Like, can we go back and,
Can we give him a partial membership?
Can we review
back
his
to the
file?
barbecue?
Yeah. So everybody was really just trying to figure out like where do we put Kanye at this point?
Well, well, I'm here to tell you, I don't think Kanye has went anywhere.
Mhm.
I think that Kanye is the quintessential artist, and I think he go overboard with having no limits, being relevant.
Mhm.
Cause no publicity is bad publicity. He
Mhm.
a kid from the South Side of Chicago. What he doing? You cannot tell me his views align with that stuff.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But if we're talking about him in a negative light, it's probably no better or worse in a positive light. Cause we're talking about.
Mhm.
So, no, do I personally think that his views align with the things that he say? No, I do not.
Like, I think the thing for me is Kanye is a genius.
Yes,
And anybody that follows his music can readily attest to his genius and what his genius actually entails. When
that's laughable.
when you take the term genius and you apply it to life, like this person has the mental wherewithal to plan and execute said plans whenever he comes up with them.
Mhm.
I don't think nothing Kanye does is harebrained, like like off the rip, like straight off the hip. It wasn't no planning behind it.
Mhm.
So everything that Kanye does is methodical.
Mhm.
Like I readily assume those, and I readily assume that. But the problem I have is what you're sacrificing to do and retain the relevancy that you feel that you are losing over time, because you have to feel like you're losing some form of relevancy to continue trying to push the barriers of gaining it back. Like I can't try to chase something I don't feel like I'm losing. So I feel like he's putting himself in a certain position to say, okay, like I have to be present. I have to be um seen. I have to be in headlines. I have to make noise. I have to make people want to find out what I'm doing. I have to garnish attention. And I can't do that based off the music and just the music.
Okay, so like Kanye West, when we speak about council culture, when Kanye, went on his tangents or whatever, and he said some very strong political, rhetoric that was just
Oh my God.
okay. When Kanye went on this tirade or this press run, so to speak, when he went on that and he went as far as to talk about that, it's like, okay, cool. Everybody's decided that they were canceling Kanye. And the reason why I keep on using the word council is because council culture has became something that I think we need to have a serious conversation about, especially with acknowledging how hypocritical and how fragile it really is.
With that being said, at what point does he draw the line between it being what you call a council culture
Mhm.
and testing the waters? How do we not know this is an experiment gone bad? How do we not know that in his mind? Because I'm a realist, I'm a real down to earth dude or whatever. And anyways, I understand. So how do we not know that he's don't lay in the bed? He ain't lay in the bed with his wife one night and just say, you know what? I bet. You know what? Our people don't know this, that. They don't have a strong stance on this or that. I bet I can get 100,000 people tomorrow that say they Republican.
Well, that right there alone talks about how freaking egotistical and nonsensical Kanye West is.
Exactly.
Like,
Well,
like if Kanye West, like, let me just do this.
yes, yeah.
If Kanye West decided that he wanted to go on a ploy to make a point to himself, that is more reason for me to say of Kanye West at this point, because the damage that I feel that Kanye West does when he decides he wants to do things to bring attention to himself is something that I feel like we, the regular folk, are going to be held responsible for rectifying with our children. So
even like, taking it in short circuit, it's our culture, because whatever he does is reflective of us. Like whenever Kanye does something and he becomes the face of Black people and the face of Black culture, the people who are not a part of Black culture then look at us, the people who go like represent Black culture on the lowest level to the common person, and say, well, how you explain that? Because when they look at us from the outside, whenever he does these political tangents that don't align with the views of Black people, he then puts a target on us, saying we believe the same things that he does. So when, like, if Kanye West goes to the forefront and says George Bush don't care about Black people, at that point, Kanye West is the mouth of Black culture.
Because we loved him then.
Exactly.
Right.
So when he turns around and he puts on a MAGA hat, he still has that same prowess. We can't say, oh, now because you said something we don't agree with, you no longer the mouth of Black culture.
I tell you what. I tell you the truth. I don't care who comes for me by what, whatever. But the truth is, he actually did it before I did. I had plans on ordering a MAGA hat before he did. I mean, not because I align with their political views, just because I feel like I control cool or whatever in my circle, and I feel like I'm sure that he feels the same way. And
Hell no, that ain't what he felt.
Well,
what he felt was something totally different.
So you think that he felt what he was saying?
I think Kanye West had another diva moment to where he said he made a situation all about him again.
Mm-hmm.
He took a symbol from that people were honestly offended about, and he understood that. See, this the same person that took political stances earlier on. See, I'm looking at you supporting Donald Trump, and I'm saying, how can you say that George Bush don't care nothing about Black people and you riding with this dude? And I'm looking at you running to make a press run days after this man has announced his days for presidency. He coming out the elevator of the Trump Tower, and I'm looking at you running up to go and try to get a photo out with this man. Like you,
the blonde hair.
You look like you look like a bopper. Kanye West looks like a bop. Ain't no way in hell nobody. The water boy ain't finna tell me he controlling cool at this point. Because you look like a chump now.
Well, I don't think that it wasn't. Like you say, it's not a methodical move. I just think that he takes marketing to the extreme. Will I say that I'm biased for Kanye? Yeah, I will. But will I let that get in the way of my journalism? No, I will not. I will say that I'm gonna ride with him tomorrow. I'm whatever he does. Say, well, I ain't gonna say whatever, but I mean, if he, yeah, I'm riding him about as tall as the wave can go for him or whatever. I can't say I'm standing behind everything he does, but I can say that I do think that he tries to be innovative in the way that he does things or whatever. I do not think he is too smart of a man for like T.I. T.I. went on the Breakfast Club and he was like, "This man is really out of touch with culture. This man really doesn't know the things that's going on in CNN and da 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 da." Bro, you can, man, you can. I'm trying to redo this because I want to do a show. Man, well, I can say ass, right?
Yeah.
You talk your ass off, dog. But you ain't gonna tell me you don't have publicists and advisors. If you don't know what's going on because you don't watch the news or you don't be on social media or whatever, you have advisors and publicists. So somebody, he took in his own mind. So that he was gonna do this. So at one point he said, if they rewrote the Bible, I'd definitely be in it. That's playing heartstrings. You're taking your secular self and putting yourself next to the Bible or characters in the, I ain't gonna call them characters. I'm like, but figures in the
There
Bible.
you
There we
go.
go.
You know what I mean? You're gonna put yourself next to figures in the Bible because it plays on heartstrings. I don't think this is nothing new. I just think that thankfully, if you actually think about it, we are becoming to be more as one as a people.
I think that's you make a fair point because I think that's exactly what he's doing now. With him coming out of nowhere with this doggone jump in the river, wade in the water attire and these bongo drums, and he got this, gospel music that he chopping up to make a beat. That's playing on black culture. You know what I'm saying? You just came out of nowhere and offended black folks to the degree, and now you want to get back on top, and it's worked because you have a lot of people saying, "Man, this beat so fat." Because not only, as Belle said earlier, like Kanye makes music because he actually sees sound.
Exactly.
He sees the colors that come with sound.
Right.
So he took some colors from, College Dropout, and it's familiar to us, but he filled the rest of that up with a bongo drum, which is synonymous with tribal, culture in our community, and some doggone gospel music that he just chopped up, and everybody was like, "Yeah,
Like,
But I actually, no, I'm a former artist myself,
Mhm.
and I hate.
Former.
Yeah, I call myself former. This ain't about me.
Anyway,
This
continue.
this
I'm
shit bigger
sorry.
than no brain.
I'm sorry.
All right, so I had to say
quotable."
I had a lot of controversial marketing employees too, and I get this free game or whatever, whatever. I don't have no trademarks on, but if you do it, I know you're a biter, not a writer.
You a sucker.
Yeah, one of the safety suckers you get from the dentist too with the hook in, and not one with the stick.
You a sucker.
Yeah.
Talk to you. Don't play with dirt.
So I actually had a thing to one of my songs was, I say this on the show all the time. I scratch my arm, but like, I'm a rehabilitating drug dealer. That's my little thing. And one of my ploys was I had an idea for a song called. It's funny you said it called "Wade in the Water," but it's about cooking drugs.
Mhm.
Weight in the water, weight. My nigga dropped the weight in the water. My jaw gon' bubble the water. I had them same ideas about playing on the heartstrings of people like, ooh, you taking a gospel song and making it a trap song.
It's relatable.
It's
Yeah.
relatable.
Mhm.
You know the hymn, so you're gonna tap your foot.
Yeah.
But it's against everything that you against.
Because of what where this song is from, so you align to an ideology that separates yourself from what drug dealers.
So my goal was for C. Dolores Tucker or whoever, you know what I'm saying, to talk about me at the Congress meeting to say this is exactly what we don't want, because I didn't think it was bad press, and I ain't gonna say little old me because we are equal, and I think he has a greater platform, but I don't think he's a greater person, and so I don't think if little me from Belton, Alabama can think of that, he would. I
Like-
don't really think that he failed. I just think that it's a fine line between being an idiot and an entrepreneur. Some ideas are very extreme,
Mhm.
and they say that it is such thing as stupid millionaires.
Mhm.
It's just no such thing as lazy ones. It's just no such thing as a millionaire that's not innovative.
Mhm.
And I just think that he tested and it don't taste good just yet. That would be like the first rapper wearing fitted clothes from the era we come from, where you didn't want a fade. A fade was a terrible thing. You didn't want tight clothes. That was a terrible thing. I grew up about MJG, silk tailor made. I don't need your name on my back. To people basically being brand whores. So, the first person to do something is always the most scrutinized.
Like with me, and to circumvent back to what you were saying with the council culture, like if the people decided to cancel Kanye, but there's no way for the people to blackball Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
So Kanye can still do what it is that he does, and he's always gonna have a market to do it in, because only certain people are gonna make the finite decision to say, "No, I'm not rocking with you while you're doing it."
So you're making the distinction between blackball and actual counseling.
Yes, because I believe Monique
Talk about it.
has been blackballed.
Speak on.
And since she has been blackballed, and to the element that she is, the people collectively who actually appreciate certain elements of comedy that she don't provide, They were easy to counsel her. Like we good on Monique. Since she want to raise ruckus about Netflix, I'm not boycotting Netflix because you felt like you didn't get $1 million enough. Like that's you're not thinking about me at this point, because I watch Netflix for my personal, so I got to stop doing my personal because you not getting paid and you not benefiting my life. So certain people be like, okay, I really don't care if Monique isn't out here in the comedic light doing things. Like I don't need to see Monique in the movie. So the powers that be that actually
have the control
to put Monique
in
Monique in movies on specials, they don't have a reason to, because there is no market that's dying to have her.
Yeah.
Kanye West is always going to have a market.
Yes.
Or taking it from the black baller aspect and putting it right back into counsel. Chrisette Michele.
Exactly. Like
Chrisette Michele.
She was counseled.
Okay, now bring me up to speed. I know who she is, and we're not gonna get off to that. But what?
Forever.
I know who she is. But I'm saying, why did she get canceled? Like, what was I just thought that her little light burnt out. I didn't know she got canceled.
She performed at Donald Trump's inauguration.
Oh,
so the black delegation collectively said, "No, we good on Chrisette Michele."
Okay, well, let me go into a little bit more detail. If this was a monetary issue, she was actually offered money by Spike Lee, the Roots, like Questlove from the Roots. They offered to pay her what she was offered
to do it,
and double what she was offered to do it, just to not do it, because they didn't want to.
They didn't want a black face.
They don't want to have a black face associated with this person who had just became somewhat of a hate monger or a fear monger. You know what I'm saying? And basically frayed at the fabric of Americans. That's what it was.
So when she did go to the inauguration and she did actually perform, the backlash to that was, you turned your back on us because you know this person doesn't side with us. So since you went to show your face and make your ends and do this, what her rhetoric behind it was, she felt like she could be the symbol of equality at this point.
She didn't even see Donald Trump. She wore a what kind of, she wore a basket little skirt with like black people on it. Didn't nobody see you, nigga.
Right.
Didn't nobody see you.
Okay.
Nobody saw you. She said she went to the Breakfast Club. You know, she tried to clean it up by saying, you know, because they took her music. Spike Lee took her music off of everything. Like she was not counseled by everybody. She was not only counseled by white folks, but the people. You are a neo soul artist, man.
So if anybody sides with the voice of the people, like, you should be easy to adapt to it.
I mean,
considering the soul.
We really make up who sides with you. They don't even know who you are. So they counsel her because of that. Now she was counseled. That was a reflection of counsel culture. Like, that's what happened. Like, folks said, oh no, you out here disrespecting us. So yeah, ride with the mob now.
Well,
that's counsel.
It's very interesting. A very interesting topic, period, right? But it brings up more questions. Let's just say this. At the end of the day, how many of us actually know what a Republican is or a Democrat is? How do we know? I mean, what is the line between my personal belief and as an artist, and my responsibility as an artist, and my obligation as a person? Where does it start and where does it end?
Yeah, so when people actually start talking about counselor, like, how do people actually get back from that? Because see, more asking to your question, like, what further aligns with my personal beliefs and all of that. Let me tell you something. It's free to just shut the hell up.
It is.
You ain't got to say nothing, bro. You don't have to say nothing. Like, if you're not smart and you're not knowledgeable about certain things, don't be the first one out there to talk about that, because unfortunately, your voice will be heard by millions. You will be a soundbite. They will take the most quotable thing you said from out of that and make it dirty. Y'all saw what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Well, look, they will really take the small things that you say. So I feel like getting back more specifically to Kanye West, this man is a genius. You're not going to tell me that you are somebody that is just haphazardly throwing stuff out there.
Right.
You're not telling me that
don't
you
get
just
that.
out there saying stuff like that, and then when you get out there, may have been testing the waters,
Mhm.
and you realize that you swam out too far. Oh no, mental illness.
Right.
Mental illness.
Right.
You don't get a chance to muddy the waters like that, bro. Like, you don't get a chance to make that stance, especially when it's so many of us that are looking at you.
Mhm.
Not only are you confusing people and you bringing forth a rhetoric irresponsibly about mental health, about grieving from a loss, about being politically minded. There are several different things that come with this whole section of Kanye West that we have to discuss honestly, because it's not just about the music at this point. The moment he decided he wanted to get out here and say he was running for president, the moment he decided that he wanted to have a conversation about what's actually going on with black folks, the moment you decided that you wanted to open your mouth, well, look, a fight come with that. And you got to smell a nigga cologne behind that.
So you really think that from the time he opened his mouth up from that, he was responsible after that point?
I do.
Well,
I think he made himself responsible.
and
I
my
think he
thing is this.
did.
I don't owe anybody anything. But no, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter or whatever. I vote on views that most reflect my life,
As
my
you
daily
should.
life, as I should,
As you
right?
should.
Like when it comes down to it, I'm very pro gun legally. I'm very pro firearm. Democratic Party,
Independent.
by majority,
Yeah.
by majority, they kind of against it. They're more for gun control.
Mhm.
So I look at those issues like that. So okay, with that being said, this man grew up a certain way,
Mhm.
but that's his once life. That's
Mhm.
what it used to be
Mhm.
once upon a time ago. But now, where he is now, maybe the bylaws or whatever the Republican Party has to offer now is
It's
more
more aligned to
fitting.
what he said.
Exactly,
Okay.
taxation
Okay.
less on the rich
Okay,
or
but,
whatever,
but,
whatever.
but check this out here. Check what I'm saying. Black people are not monolithic.
No.
We do not all have to subscribe to the same political views.
Correct.
We do not have to all subscribe to the same things
Right.
at all. But the moment you decide that you gonna speak on behalf of us, you better make sure you speaking that right stuff for us, nigga, in front of this white man. Cause ain't nobody ask you to do that. Ain't nobody elect you to do that. Ain't nobody ask Kanye West to do none of that. So the moment you get your habit up there to decide that that's what you gonna speak about, then we got some questions. And you got damn right, we got a reason to be offended by that because we didn't ask you to do that. We understand that you live a different life. We understand all of that. But you cannot ignore what comes with platforms, bro. Like you're not gonna sit up here. You can't ignore. You can't have it one way and then have it another, bro. Because when you first started this, we're not gonna sit up here and act like you care about some of the stuff that you out here spewing at Donald Trump. This man sat in the Oval Office, bro, with a MAGA hat on, screaming about all of the different things that are plaguing black communities, as if you care, and you got a foundation that is your mother's namesake, that is hemorrhaging funds, that Rhyme Fest is over. That's in Chicago, that's supposed to help Chicago youth. So don't talk about what's going on. And you gonna go and talk to this man who ain't said nothing about having no initiative towards it. You embarrassing us. Take that monkey off, bro.
You
embarrassing us.
So
Like,
okay,
that's it.
now what's the difference? What's the difference between Kanye and a MAGA hat, right?
Mhm.
And Future in a Dare t-shirt.
Mhm.
We would look at Future in a Dare t-shirt as visually sarcastic.
Mhm.
You know, he was in his video, whatever the song with a Dare shirt on. He was like, "What? These look at that boy. That boy got the Dare lion on there. They got the Dare bear on that thing."
You wanna know what's the difference? The most keen. You take it, sir. You go
Okay.
ahead.
So we know what type of artist Future is. Future makes music for people that like to be stuck to their couch all day.
Which he does not do anymore.
Right,
Exactly.
true.
Which he does not do anymore.
Right.
So the highlight of his music, if he puts on a Dare t-shirt, with him knowing, with us knowing his music always talks about either
Dirty
hiding,
Sprite.
either hiding. No, I ain't getting to the drug aspect.
That's what exactly what I'm talking about.
That's
Though.
what you
Yeah,
talking
That's
about.
what I'm saying.
I'm finna get to it.
Okay.
Like his music exemplifies hiding from police, pulling moves to where the police don't know what you're doing, getting over on said police, like avoiding everything. Everything is conducive to being apart from police. The Dare program was started by police. So you can't tell me you've made the music conducive to saying, okay, we need to align to this particular side of how we view drugs based on us on our standpoint as police officers. And then you get out here and you do all these different drugs and you make all this music about the vices that you said you had but no longer partake in.
Bruh.
And
but that's been like a part of the culture forever.
That's true.
The
That's
police and the dope boy. The dope boy do what the police do. The dope boy, you know, why was Around by the Caprice is popular? That's the police car.
Yeah.
Why was Crown Vic's popular? That's the police car. Why carrying a Glock? AR-15. The dope boys and police kind of had that kind of thing. I thought it was like a counterculture. That's how I looked at it.
That's exactly what it is. And the reason why, I mean, to put it very simply, the reason why we would look at Future and laugh is because we don't take him seriously. He ain't never had nothing intelligent to say about nothing. Fuck up some commas. Let's do that. Let's play that. We to playing you to turn up. We have never looked to Future. We have never looked to Future to say nothing. This nigga Kanye made crack music, bruh.
But I don't
like,
look. I don't look. I didn't never look to Kanye that way either. Okay.
Better yet. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's speak on our introductions to Kanye's albums. How were we all introduced to Kanye? And what role did Kanye play? Because this conversation is being had by a former artist, an artist, hip-hop enthusiast, an artist, hip-hop enthusiast, a hip-hop enthusiast, and a Kanye supporter, like one of the biggest in the past. So let's talk about that.
How was I introduced to him? I was introduced to him. I actually ran across him just on Rap City the Basement. Went through the Wide video came on. You know, social media ain't what it is now. I actually just was like geeked off the sample or whatever. And then when I found out more, because you had to wait for the magazine, then XXL, I think it was.
Yeah, XXL source.
Hold on, hold it was Murder Dog. Murder Dog is the source of. I think no, Murder Dog was the editor of XXL. And when he had his own thing, when I found out like through the wire about the concept about his mouth being, I was like, that's so hard or whatever. And I felt like that. I got a song with DJ Fletch, you know, with Fletch, the local.
Yeah.
And I had strep throat. And I did it. That was like my motivation. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a footprint thing of him or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was my motivation. Like, if he can rap with a broke jaw, I can rap with strep throat. Or whatever. So I looked at him as just, for those lyrics, it was kind of refreshing.
Yes.
It was very refreshing.
Precisely.
Just to have somebody could take a tragedy and make it beauty.
Yes.
That's what art is. Just making pain beautiful.
Exactly.
Or beauty painful. One of the two, whatever. But that's how I looked at him. I did not look at him as a social commentator. I looked at him as a musical genius. And whenever he said anything politically, whether he leaned left or right or whatever on it, me personally as a person just took it as a person that was taking too much upon themselves. I didn't look at him as a commentator for us or myself. No shade nobody who ever did, but I never looked at him that way.
Right.
I just looked at him as going too far. What it was, Chris Rock was talking about. No, it was Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was talking about they just let anybody on the news. I remember
like
when they got
Ja Rule?
Yeah, he said they didn't ask about that. Ja Rule. I don't care about how Ja Rule. That's how I felt about it. I felt like It was Ja Rule talking about 9/11. When Kanye
Yeah.
talking about the Bible or talking about the, I just think, man, I'm like, that's more than what we need from you.
Yeah.
But as far as him being a detriment to the culture, I didn't ever see that.
Okay, so you go ahead. Because I think I tread the line between the both of you. But that's one line, that's one end of the spectrum, and this is a completely different end of the spectrum. So you go ahead.
Like me, I did my research after the first time I heard his voice. So the first time I came in contact with him, I came home from church, a church function, and like, I didn't have cable in my room in the house. So I had this channel that MTV2 picked up on. So I would always fixate my TV to be on that channel. So I could always watch music and stuff like that. So the video came on like 2 minutes after I got in my room, and I'm sitting there with my coat on, my hat on, and a whole bunch of stuff I'm supposed to take outside to throw away, and I'm just engulfed in this video. And at that point, I became a fan. Like at that moment, like
Because you weren't even somebody that was really into hip hop at that point.
like
Like,
I was, but I wasn't as in depthful as I was at that point in time. Like, cause I was a Ludacris fan before, and I was a Jay fan ever since Big Pimpin'. Like, so we talking about 99, 2000 when all this started to come into play with me. So once 2003 hit, the end of 2003, early 2004, once that started to come around, it's like, okay, now I'm starting to soak in everything. And Kanye became the biggest sponge for me because everything that he did, I gravitated towards. It was fresh, it was new, it didn't sound like anybody else. So I enjoyed it. And after I heard Through the Wire, I started doing my research. I realized he produced half the blueprint. He produced the Can't Be Life beat for Beans on the Dynasty album. So we talking about from 99.
I mean, Jesus.
We talking about from 2000 to 2003. This man has existed at Rockefeller. I haven't heard anything about him in a glorified sense, but now he's breaking out into his own. So now I'm riding this wave from the beginning. Keep in mind, most people, when you catch stuff from the beginning, you tend to run closer with it because you feel like you've been here since the beginning. So once I heard that, getting College Dropout was like, that wasn't even a question. Like the day it dropped, at Music and More and 5 Points, buying the album. So, and I wrote with it. Like, to me, he became rap at that point in time was in the middle of the crunk era. Like the crunk era was dying out, the trap era was about to take off. So right here in the valley of those two peaks, something else takes off, and this backpack culture decides to galvanize behind him, and he became a voice for people who didn't align necessarily with the trap view. I'm not a drug dealer, I'm not a gangster, I'm not out here throwing pistols, but I appreciate this art too. So his art was for those people that didn't necessarily partake in those ideals. And that was the lane that I sat in. Me coming from the Christian household, I didn't sell drugs. I got in a couple fights. I didn't sell drugs. I didn't tote pistols until I was legally able to. So I wasn't the person that could speak from that, the gang rich music. If I listened to like gang music or gangster rap, it was just to appreciate what the art was. It wasn't something that I saw in myself. But with Kanye's music, it's stuff that I saw in myself. It's problems that I felt like he talked about that I dealt with. So he became a voice to me based off the content.
What you got, Niecy?
Well, I've been a connoisseur of music since I can even remember anything. I think the first thing I can remember is music. Before I can even recall what people's voices sound like, I remember what songs was playing at that moment. So my relationship with music itself has always been an intimate thing. Kanye West was something that was interesting because what was most important for me when watching Kanye was I, like many other people, was in love with the Dynasty era. I'm talking about I'm still out here asking for where a meal is at. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in love with the Dynasty era. I was in love with Peter. I was in love with even though what we do is wrong. I was in love with Freeway. I was in love with hip hop. Period. Like I wanted all of that. I was in love.
He was the biggest Freeway fan for a minute too.
I did. I really was. The AR turned you into 2 words: fast runners.
Yeah, and you can't stand him.
I can't stand Freeway.
I was in love with all that. So when I first heard Ye, I was interested because I saw him. Ye was like an explosion.
Mhm.
Not only was he all over your music, and he was doing, you found out he was the mastermind behind a lot of artists, behind Jay-Z's concept for an album.
Mhm.
You started seeing him everywhere. Like he started in interweaving himself into a lot of things that were hip hop at that moment. Like we were seeing him on Def Poetry Jam. He was all over Dave Chappelle show. He was lined up with Common, another son of Chicago. You know, the Corner. Those were a lot of beautiful, dope.
Wish I could give
You know what I'm
this
saying?
feeling.
That was righteous. That was real cold, monumental moments right there. So from there, like Kanye started growing on me because I couldn't escape nothing that he was giving because it sounded good. It actually sounded good. Like I remember his music. You had to have Kanye somewhere in the mix. If you had a mix CD, you had to have a Kanye track because no matter what mood I was in, this egotistical bastard from Chicago actually gave me something that was gonna be nice to hear because I see music too. I see colors when I hear music
That's
as
right.
well. So I was getting it. I felt like this was something that was belonging, that like this was of my lineage. Like I felt completely comfortable because although I was G Unit down, like although I was all of that, although I was loving everything from the South, I could quote albums back to front from the South, but Ye was like, man, this is the next step.
Well, see, he like what I was telling you. That was like my point of intrigue. Now, this we're just talking about him as a whole, right? You know, when he grabbed me though, he didn't grab me until he got kind of dark. I think not one of just out of his discography. I mean, period. My Dog Twisted Fantasy, I think is one of the best pieces of art the culture got.
Oh,
Period.
now the quotable has made a claim.
Yes, My Dog Twisted Fantasy, that album, with all of the lights and Devil in the New Dress and all that.
That there.
I'm so appalled.
Bro, Satan,
Spalding,
Satan.
Satan. I knew he was playing with because that was the height of the Illuminati blood sacrifice.
yeah.
But that's exactly what I'm saying.
So
He played into everything. He did Devil in the New Dress, and he made the song about getting mad. It's a song about getting mad, but on the other side, it sounds like ritualistic Satan. Then you know what I'm saying?
okay.
I just feel like he rides whatever way, just like any artist. He's only difference is you have like just say acting.
Mhm.
You have actors who sit down. I want to make a movie about a niece, so I'm gonna sit down with a
You gonna
niece.
be in it?
Yeah, I'll be in. You
We
know what
gonna
I'm
be in
saying?
together?
Yeah, we're gonna be in together.
What kind of movie?
A dirty one.
Yeah.
So you see what I did there? So like if I want to be in a niece movie, I could either sit down with her and just pick her brain and talk to her, pick up her mannerisms, and then when I go home, just kind of think about what we said. Then they have method acting, like
Right.
Shia LaBeouf,
Right.
who embodies that. I
Right.
think that he does method acting with it. He just never lets up off the act to the point we think it's real.
So Sly said that was a dope album, but it's not College Dropout. And
You crazy, Sly. I'm talking to Bandana Sly. He know who Bandana Sly is.
So I feel like it was so many different, like it was a point in time when Kanye could do no wrong. Like you knew that Kanye was finna drop an album.
08,
and
09,
it was dope, bro. Like it didn't matter.
2011.
I like EA album.
Somebody the latest one?
Yes, I do.
I
don't like Kids See Ghosts.
I listened to like this is my let me interject because I feel like we finna start jumping.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
okay.
When I heard College Dropout was an impactful point in time in my life because this is 2004. This is me starting to come into myself as an individual, and this is the soundtrack of my life at this point. So I went from that to Late Registration. When Late Registration came out, I was like, oh, so he can do this. Because everybody was kind of contingent upon the fact, if you listen to the outro to College Dropout, you heard the disdain in his voice a little bit when he talked about, well, we can just throw Cam on every song, you know what I'm saying, promoting the album. So if we got to a point where we're listening to his music, and then he has a song with Nas, And then he has these he's putting out content that's so solidified we have to gravitate towards it. Like we can't separate ourselves from what he's doing because of what the content is he's putting out. Like crack music was heavy.
Da, 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 da. Man, Kanye said how they stopped the Black Panthers. Ronald Reagan cooked up announcement.
So okay, now
and you go from there.
That's
man,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like we have to look at this from a full spectrum. Like you can't take 05 Kanye and put him next to 2018 Kanye and say that's the same person.
So like we like look,
I can.
So through all of these accomplishments, like Kanye was doing phenomenal stuff. Like I think that we forget that a lot of people going like music is processed differently now than what it was back then. Not just the way that it's even available to us, but bruh, niggas could really put out an album once, like an album, and you would have to dissect that album before you could even say it was a classic or it had some bangers. Now an album be out for 24 hours. Like you got folks already saying, hey man, 2 Chainz got the best album of the year. Nigga, it ain't even the year, bro. Like, like you know what I'm saying? Like process, like people don't process music the same way that we used to. So back then, Kanye was putting out whole projects with skits. You know, niggas don't even do skits on albums no more.
They shouldn't.
Like, niggas was putting out whole music with skits and all this stuff. Like, he had actually like what I mean, Deon Cole? Is that him? No, ain't Deon Cole. It was
D-Ray Davis.
D-Ray Davis. He had D-Ray Davis actually being the voice of
his skits.
He actually had to be
Burning Mac.
No, it was Burning Mac. That was D-Ray doing the voice of Burning Mac. That was never Burning Mac. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was never. Right.
You don't remember the Through the Wire video when D-Ray was in the car driving a little Toyota? He came back
without an arm, I spit. Without an arm, I spit. Yeah, I remember.
They friends.
Yeah.
So when his album came out, he wanted to get Burning Mac on the album, but he couldn't get Burning Mac to do a skit. He didn't have a financial backing to do that. D-Ray did it and was mimicking his voice the whole time.
I mean, bro, we
for 2 albums.
Like broke.
I love you, Bell, but are you? Excuse me, in this. I love you, Bell, but are we certain on that?
Yes, yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I was a Kanye fan.
Yes,
because if D-Ray was doing Kanye verse, I mean,
Kanye skits.
Yes, Kanye. Yeah,
Burning Mac impersonations.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I knew I was forgetting the name.
That's him, Sean.
I'm today years old. I'm serious. Matter of fact,
that's him. That's him,
I'm 7:48 p.m. years old.
I saw on everything. I bet my bottom dollar on that.
Oh, I swear on Black Jesus. I did not know that.
Ooh,
I bet my bottom dollar. I challenge you.
No, I ain't challenging.
That's D-Ray Davis.
You know what? I grew up in a pool house. And my brother always said, if a man bitch, he can do anything, don't doubt. Hey, so you said the key words right there. You ain't got to swear to God. You said I bet.
So
okay, wait, take off.
Wow.
So through all of that, like through all of these different like lights that we seeing Kanye in, there are a lot of things that changed about his makeup. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of things that changed about his makeup that we're not saying that he should have stayed the same, but there was some things that happened to Kanye that changed the fiber of his being completely. There was the introduction of trauma in his life when he lost his mother. His mother was the source of his egotism, so to speak. Like even when he didn't believe he was that one,
she told
him that. So with the loss of that, like, you know, what happened to Mr. Rainey's daughter?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like the man made a promise.
He gonna marry your daughter.
Yeah.
The man made a promise to man. So I get what you're saying. Like,
so like, you know, when you have that situation, it's like after that, you see Amber Rose coming to this world, and it's like all of these different things that we don't even blink when we see this stuff, because it's like, you know what, that's Ye. You know what I'm saying? That's Ye. He ain't gonna do nothing but tell us about it on the Glory. That's
the hard part, because like we taking an artist who is known for taking his life in full spectrum and broadcasting it to the world in the most vivid way possible,
and taking chances, as Dirty said, like pushing the envelope, testing the waters to see what he can get with. So he has always been innovative.
Right. So when when we get to this subject, which I don't be trying to deviate from him, but I'm a very what's the word? I do use a lot of references, and I do use a lot of objective things to make my point. So when I say like, it's another question, which we're not going to talk about this artist. We're talking about Kanye, but I'm saying, what would be the difference in him supporting or doing the things he's doing? Because it ain't just about Donald Trump; it's just the things he's doing. Period. Right now. What's the difference between, do I supposed to feel like Kanye has sold out or lost his mind or whatever, do I supposed to feel like that, because of the things he's doing now, and not feel like a certain kind of way because Jesus still rapping about the trap and he ain't been broke in 20 years?
You're speaking about the hypocrisy of that.
Yes, exactly.
And I get that.
That's what I'm saying. So what is more offensive? Somebody whose life could have possibly changed. If views could have changed, like I said, he could align more with the Republican Party.
I think.
But I'm saying, excuse me, but I'm saying like he could align more with the taxation less on the rich, and I mean, the first political candidate to really give him a voice or a platform, which I'm not agreeing with the end of that, but I'm just trying to look at it from his eyes, versus this man that ain't touched the trap in 20 years and still telling me about brick stores or whatever. Jeezy, you been rich a long time.
Jeezy, don't do it.
Like T.I. graduated from it.
Yeah.
Gucci graduated from it. Jeezy's gonna drop a TM 104, 105, 108, whatever he got. Cause I stop keeping up with him.
He don't need to do nothing.
But you know what? You know what the intro gonna be? Got the red lights behind me and the white under the seat, blue rag. That's America. You know he gonna do something like that.
Tell us, like they say, what they say, you still talking bricks? You goddamn right. What is it gonna say if I goddamn like I just love Jamaica?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, I don't think like somebody's life could have morphed into this.
Okay, so look,
and somebody's life that has degraded from that.
Okay, so look, check. This what I'm saying. Ain't nobody asked Kanye nothing, bro. Like, look, I will give you this. I think that Kanye would speaking about issues that affect a large percent of people with the irresponsible nature that he's doing, and then on the outskirt of that, on top of you speaking irresponsibly, on top of you saying things immaturely, you then come behind that when you acknowledge the fact that you don't know what you talk about. It's then come right behind that and say, you know what? I'm just gonna keep on talking. Ain't nobody asked you to talk to begin with. See, Jeezy, at least we can say, okay, well, you know what, bro? We all know you ain't doing that, but at least we can vouch for the fact that you did that. Right. We don't even know if Kanye believe some of the stuff he say. We just know that not only are you being irresponsible, but it leave a bad taste in our mouth because we know that you only doing this for publicity.
But do you know who is dumber than the first person to run off a cliff? The second one.
True.
I mean, so if we know that this is gimmicks and marketing and we follow that as law, I don't really
you know that as a 30-plus-year-old man.
Correct.
There are kids up under us. That's what I'm saying. There are generations. This world does not belong to us. It belongs to these babies.
Correct.
And it's not fair for us to sit up here and not hold these people who speak on behalf of us accountable for saying stuff that we gonna have to get out here and rectify.
Artists do have a responsibility of their country.
But it's when you make it your responsibility to speak about that. Because I'm not saying, I'm sorry, Brian, let me get this out. I'm not saying that parents shouldn't parent their children. I'm not saying that none of this stuff that these rich folks talk about should be something that should be directly affecting your child and you not know about it. But we just got finished talking about our introduction to Kanye West and what it meant to us.
And none of our mamas introduced us to it.
And none of our parents introduced us to that.
Right.
So even now, the internet is something that is like, bro, you can find anything you want to find in less than 3 seconds. You want to type in what you can look up on the internet. You can see videos of people dying in public from years ago, bro. Like it is rapid. Put me in the it's live. Like they really tried, they would really have this information streamlined to you. So you're not gonna tell me that a child years from now is not gonna be able to. We already have to dig for our history. We already have to dig for our history.
Right.
You're not gonna tell me that it's not gonna be some child in the future that's gonna look up, oh man, history. Like they already make a muck, run a muck of and try to spin the stories of slavery in this country today, bro. Like today.
Because
And
it was a choice.
because it was a choice. So then you got this child who doing a book report and they want to look up, you know what I'm saying, something about slavery, and they get this millisecond, they get this sound bite from a credible hip hop artist. Hip hop means relatable. Hip hop means something that you can interject into you can take what this person said, because this hip hop artist, you might find them to be more relatable and more cool than your parents. So whatever he said, it's got to have some validity to it.
But to interject on that, I gotta say it. Now let's go and get into this. I got to say, at the time that I was introduced to Kanye, I didn't relate. Is one eye older to what he was talking about.
Right.
I respected him for being different. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. And I've always been that way. I've I grew up a certain kind of way or whatever. But I've always liked people who were
original.
It didn't matter about that. I got friends doing this. I can remember having a very, very close a very close family member. I remember having like spent shell casings for him.
Mm-hmm.
Immediate family member. I remember had this spent shell casings from whatever happened. I remember witnessing all kind of abuse in the house. I seen all kinds of stuff like before being cool was cool, before being street was a thing. I remember where like kids in Birmingham City schools used to talk about us because we wore dickies.
Yeah.
You know, them workman pants. You need some Lee dungarees. You know, then it's got cool to be the have not later. So I looked at him. I didn't relate to him, but I always respected him as an individual. And I guess that still holds true to today.
Right.
So really and truly, him as an artist has never let me down. Do I think that he goes too far to exploit himself? I really do. I really do think that he taking on things that he should. But with that being said, it is, and I would love to make a point. I would love to make a point to say we shouldn't put our artists on this pedestal and say that. But the truth of the fact is, they are, like you said, our parents didn't introduce us to him. We had it on our spare time.
I mean, but I will agree that yes, we shouldn't, because like, okay, this is going on a tangent, but I'm gonna make it brief. Like the Flint, Michigan situation.
Right.
All the water is messed up. That is the government's direct responsibility. Why do people look to celebrities to make maneuvers on behalf of some stuff that the government is supposed to do? But they shouldn't have that role. We shouldn't look to them to do that. But we are in a generation where the children, the people are more susceptible to what the hell Kim Kardashian put on her profile, what she's promoting right now versus what your governor may be trying to introduce. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just realistic. Like, we can say all day that we shouldn't put that up there, but we all know, like, realistically, bro, people care more about, they treat celebrities like they in the Buckingham Palace, bro. These are our monarchs.
Is it what we know, or is it what we can prove? Can we prove that he's actually going against the culture for supporting a political candidate that we widely oppose? We can't prove that.
How we feel.
That's how we feel. Mm-hmm. Can we really prove? Because like the point of the Republican Party, to break it down just to the listeners or whatever, nobody's slow. Some people just don't care about certain things at a time. That don't mean you're whatever. That just, you might not care.
Yeah.
But the truth is, had our boy down, all of it was a racist system. Democratic Party was no less racist than the Republican Party.
True now.
The only difference is, I mean, if I had to put one more extra bag on one side, it'd be the Democratic Party, because they instituted welfare, the 3 strikes law. If you had a man in the house, we're not gonna give you any assistance. They was against African Americans having guns. Americans should, but we're not real citizens. We're aliens, so we shouldn't have them. It's really a couple more bags on the other side, if anything. And America was founded on, which I'm not a proponent of that. Before you tab me up in the comment section or
Ain't nobody
whatever.
gonna tell you what.
Nah, who you telling? How you gonna tell with strong arm and money? You can't break Teflon. So what I'm saying is like
Oh,
the
Teflon.
the
Done.
the thing, yeah. Ugh. So with that being said, like the proponents that this country was built on was you don't work, you don't eat. Republicans
Right.
party really most so believe that everybody should have a job. If the needy, let the needy be the needy. But we're going to narrow our definition of what the needy is. So really, if you think about it, somebody telling you, so your mom telling you, get off your lazy boy, go get a job. She's being Republican about the situation, if anything. So when it comes to that, I'm not saying just because Kanye gets behind something, it means something. I'm not saying that it adds substance to anything because he signs off on it. But it's certain people that if they put their name on it, I would look more into it. Bear, if you told me about something that I never looked at, I would look into it. If I never had, let's just say, instance, sushi. I'm not against it. I actually want some. But I'm just using an example. Bear, if you told me, because it's raw fish, right?
Yeah.
Man, do that. Put your little seasonings out on it. Nah, it ain't gonna get cooked. Let the underdog put some seasonings out on it, and then it gonna be fine.
Is that how I sound?
No. That's my other nigga voice. You know what I'm saying? That's what it would be for a niece too. Like I hit up a niece the other day, she be like, dirty. You need to calm your content down. You know, you got some folks do other nigga voice like this. Like, so bro coming to me like, oh nigga, you know, everybody got their other nigga voice, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's just my other nigga voice.
So, like,
I think it's worth looking into if certain people say it or whatever.
Like with me, like the issue is like even taking back to the point to use Kanye, like I mean use Jeezy. Jeezy is using the motivators and the inspirations of what he came up in and what he was a part of. If that is gonna hold true for every artist, I can still listen to your music even though you're not inside your inspiration anymore.
Talk to him.
Like if I'm still gonna be a LeBron James fan because he's LeBron James.
LeBron
Everything that he
James.
does around basketball, I'm gonna be a fan of
because
it's LeBron James.
Right.
I'm not saying he has to be on an NBA court for me to be a fan of it because he's not actively playing anymore. So what does your expertise in the situation die when you're not a part of it? So Jeezy on one spectrum is he's talking about what his life was involved in for the longest period of time. So the greatest part of his life is in that. That's what he grew up out of. And if we take the same thing for Kanye, it's art.
It is.
If he rapped art all the time, it's cool. But you're not doing that no more.
But see, Jesus rapping what he grew up out of, and Kanye could be rapping about what he grew into.
I think the difference with Jeezy, speaking of Jeezy, is let's put him side by side with T.I.
Mm-hmm.
T.I. has always rapped about the high life and the down part. You know, all the insides and the outsides of the. But it's not difficult if it's something that you have become completely immersed in. If this is your life, you can rap about the odds and the ends of it. You can say, because you're not glorifying this for street credibility no more. You passed it. You really OG. You want to understand me? You understand? Like, if you really are rapping your life, you can rap about it from every facet. Who gonna rap about me better than me? I can tell you about me on bad days, good days. I can tell you about the good that come with it, the bad that come with it. Can't nobody on Smash Brothers Radio. If you're not a part of Smash Brothers Radio, bro, you cannot tell us about Smash Brothers Radio.
Right.
You can't tell us about the studio. So it's like, if it's truly your life, you have some way of speaking about it from multiple perspectives. What Dirty is referencing is the fact that this man is still trying to convince, he's still rapping like he in the trap house. Like he's still talking about like he living off dope money. And that can be somewhat ridiculous, and somebody might take offense to that. But
Right.
with Ye, I think that with Ye, it's really like a situation to where the music, getting back to what we said, let's talk about the ways that the music, the art form itself has broken down. Like Ye has went from being
What I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. I think we're actually witnessing the growth. That's what I think. I don't know what was said over there. Do I mean?
No, you good.
Okay, I ain't hear that. I just seen us kind of skip back. But what I'm saying, I think that's what I think real art is where you are at that time. My songs that I wrote at 17, 18, they fine. They really are. They really are. But they were motivated by a different thing than what my music may be now. And I think that watching the artist grow is important. I mean, nobody, what they say, feelings are fickle.
Mhm.
They come and they go. I mean, nobody feels the same way every day, all the time about nothing.
Mhm.
It don't matter. I don't care if you're married. I don't care about your own children. Some days is that's my baby. Some days like, mama, this your grandchild too. Come get them. You know, nothing lasts forever.
Mhm.
You know, even the word forever is interchangeable. People say forever, eternity,
Yeah.
everlasting. You know, forever ain't even forever.
Mhm.
So I can say that watching this person grow, whether I agree with him or not, he does have a relationship with me personally, like musically or artistically rather.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna rock with him anyway. I'm gonna rock with you anyway because I connect with you. I'm gonna rock with you anyway because I connect with you. Now, as a whole, as a community, does he have that same flexibility? Does he have that same reach? Eh, that's the question. But true story, I can't make this up. I can't make this up. I was sitting at the uh train crossing, like with a stop sign. Name of the train?
Railroad cross.
Railroad crossing. My
Yeah.
bad, player. So I'm sitting at the railroad crossing, the train passed by. You know, I be sitting there looking at the graffiti or whatever. And me and my baby, she be in the back seat. I would make her get in her seatbelt in the car seat. On the train going by, it's a long one. I let her undo her seatbelt, and we sit there and we try to catch the train art or whatever. Because I don't try to differentiate graffiti from museum art. That's art too, baby. So I try to. She was like, "Oh, look at the alien man! Look, he drew a turtle." And we talk like that, and a train car went by, and it was spray painted on the. It said "Earth without art." Eh.
Yeah.
You know, you take art out of the middle of Earth is
Yeah,
EH. You said Earth without art is eh. So I think that the growth in the different stages that we see, I think that is real artist growth, and I do like Jesus, but it was bricks now, bricks forever, and we know that's not the case. I love a flawed human being. I really do.
Like, I think Jeezy had his moment, and I think his moment passed
Yeah, but
because he's not actively trying to stay in front though either.
But-
Jeezy understands his role, and I'm not even trying to go down the street about Jeezy that long. What I'm saying is Kanye has always circumvented himself to the front because he's always taken the genius of other people to propel himself forward. We're not gonna act like the album that you love the most didn't have Kid Cudi and Sci-Hi the Prince
and Pusha T.
I'm talking about just writing on it. Like they wrote most of that music. So the engine that he's using to prepare himself forward into the front is always using the vice of other people, the experience of other people, the joys of other people. He's taking all these different hues and putting them together in a song. So Jesus making music that he sits in the studio and he wants to do himself. Kanye is taking ideas of other people and saying, okay, I can take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I can wrap all that together and it'll be something completely different that nobody's expecting.
Which I could jump on either side of it and say, I could jump on one side and say, well, you got Kanye who grows and changes throughout the political climate to make his music. I ain't gonna say make it match, but take his growth as a person, or whatever we call it, growth, or you know, otherwise, we can take his growth as a person and put it on the microscope and say he's growing as a person, he's changing, he's evolving. Or I could take that same attitude and look at you picking on Jesus. It ain't about him, but just saying I can turn to him and say, well, I'm gonna rock with him because that's all original. That's what he knows. He's grown, but this is his roots. It's
To
beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
to me, evolution is something that it still embodies what you started with. Like, to me, evolution isn't McDonald's starting to sell burritos. It's perfecting the way you make a burger.
Okay, so tell me this, both of y'all. This is a question for both of y'all, Anise and Bell. If Kanye came out and he had no political messages, period, and he dropped a gem, and he's not touching on none of the issues to do with us.
Mm.
Start with Anise, like seriously, but it was a gem. You know, he doing the little 7 album thing right now.
Mhm.
7 albums of flame, fuego. What do we do? What are we gonna do with it? Do we just mute him because of what he said in the past, or do we change his status for what he is now?
I can tell you unequivocally and undeniably and not bending or moving on it. I have not listened to a Kanye West project in years.
Wow.
I can tell you
Woo!
that right now with no mistake about it. I can tell you, I can list my opinion on every last Kanye West album. I can list when I decided to get off of this train
When?
because Kanye West had started become not a rapper, but a gatherer of talents. He has started to become somebody that has started to take sounds and implement that into a project that was not him.
So tell me this.
Evolution. Nah.
No, I'm just saying.
Evolution now. We talking evolution.
We are. So I'm just asking for your opinion, like using discography or
Yes.
using singles or whatever.
Yes.
He lost you between what and what?
Jesus was what lost me.
Jesus.
Because no.
You like 808s Heartbreaks?
I like 808s and Heartbreaks, but I understood 808s and Heartbreaks. I think my partner on here not DJ. I remember when 808s and Heartbreaks came out. I remember the backlash that he got because they just were people were not into this auto tune that he was doing. It was like he's not rapping, like this ain't yay, like this ain't college dropout, you know. But as somebody who is an advocate for hip hop, they are not just soldiers to dance and march for me. Like, it's all about music that I can identify with as well. And if you have had trauma supplanted in your life so deeply where you lost your mother, I am looking, as you said earlier, that pain and beauty are synonymous with each other. They are entertained. They are intertwined with each other.
Right.
Like, if you come around and you lose your flame. Kanye West lost his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, mama, Donda West. That came before this.
Yeah.
He lost his mother. All of the music that he put out after that, I went down this road of 808s and Heartbreaks right with Kanye. I went right down this road to, hey, don't say you will. Like, all of that. I went, why would she make calls out the blue? I went through all of that. I went through, memories made in the coldest winter. He saying goodbye to his mother, bro.
like
amazing with Jeezy
lights.
on it. Like, I went through this whole project with this man and enjoyed it because it was raw.
And you tell everybody that you know.
It didn't sound like nothing else that was Kanye. So I was still in the process of enjoying and readily available to look at his elevation and evolution as an artist.
Right.
He went to 808s and Heartbreaks, and I went there. My beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy.
Love it.
Come on.
When we
Come
got there,
on.
I was like, okay. One hand in the air if you don't really care. Middle finger in the air if you don't really care.
With cocaine can we get you Bobby Brown jaw?
Yes. When he said Tony doing time for what he did to nostrils, like listen, I like Push. I like Push. You know what I'm saying? But with all that being said, there was such an immense amount of talent that was displaced on this album, but it was not like what we had heard from Ye before. We were still going through this evolutionary period. Like we were still going down this road, and I was enjoying it because now I had started to see the darkness. He named it an apt title. Like the color scheme for this sound was dark, it was murky, it was pain filled with Runaway and the videos. All of this was something that was palpable to me. But I saw and I heard and I reached into all of this music and was galvanized and entranced by this because this was Kanye at the peak of making something come from his pain, and it was still palpable. Like this was not the same bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kid. You know what I'm saying? Saying I'm the newest nigga on the Rockefeller Squad with the Rockefeller. This was
I'm a grown ass
this.
kid.
This is not him. This is not Kanye workout plan. And I was ready to go down this road. Then Yeezus came. Wait a minute. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Then Yeezus, right?
No, Watch the Throne.
Watch the Throne. Okay, so we're not even talking about that because after if you take away after 808s and Heartbreaks, if you take away all of the music talent that Kanye had to help him, who do you have Kanye as an artist? Because let's list the amount of people that he actually brought to us. Kanye brought us John Legend, Lupe Fiasco, the God legendary MC. I will take no Lupe Fiasco slander. You hear me?
And Locale put me on. He on the line right now. Locale, you put me on Lupe.
So like Lupe Fiasco came through. He came with Lupe Fiasco. Man, this man was on a song with Slum Village. I'm calling.
Baby, I'm selfish.
Out to.
I want you to myself. I can't help it.
Oh my.
Yeah, baby, I'm selfish.
You're my ladies. Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
Okay, so I do. Like he came with that. Then he gave us Sci High. We first heard Sci High on what? I'm so appalled. I'm so outrageous.
If God had an iPod, I'd be on his playlist.
The favorite. Huh.
Hard.
You know what I'm saying?
Hard.
Like
so.
But see, the thing is, now that's on a personal thing. I didn't like Yeezus for real, but I did like the Life of Pablo.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay. Okay. Look.
Come on, sir.
Look. Okay, listen. After we get to Yeezus,
yes, ma'am.
We can agree that Yeezus was stupid, right? Can you say what? Okay, take look. Take blood out. Take blood on the leaves. Take that off.
Give me a hand. Yeezus was stupid.
You
didn't have it. Look. That's the easiest case you ever won. Yeah, all right.
Listen, you cannot, man. Look, Yeezus was such a slap in the face. This man didn't have nothing, bro. This is when I realized when Yeezus came about. This is when I realized, okay, we ain't getting Kanye's back, bro. We ain't getting him. This nigga put out a CD. The album cover of it was just an album, was just a CD and a red sticker on that thing.
And that was my favorite part of it, the marketing. I liked it.
That's it.
I liked it.
Shout to put that out. That was it.
I used to go to the Mega City Classic, and there was this one CD, man, I had to catch you. That's where I bought the Nas mixtapes album from.
Yeah.
The cover was the cover. It used to be the little thin, little burnt CD, and they had the album art in there. You know, it was off a printer. Sometimes it wasn't art.
Yeah.
But the CD used to be a silver CD. And I used to have to take a marker and put a notch on it so I knew which side to put it to the CD player. Come on, look the same, like real time.
So that resonated deeply within you.
It did. I used to take the little bit of Nelly, the little Band-Aid. I just stick a Band-Aid on one time. So I know which side to put it into that or whatever. So it marketed to me. I didn't like the content. And I don't agree with everything this man does. I really don't. But I can say.
But okay.
Come on with it. Come on.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh,
Jesus.
My bit Dan the Fandango.
That's
what I thought you.
I went on there. But so okay, you got My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Then you got what?
Watch the Throne.
Watch the Throne. After Watch the Throne come out, then you got Cruel Summer, and then after Cruel Summer, you got. So in between My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy,
Mm.
and Yeezus. You have a portion of time where Kanye is getting creative stimulation from other artists. He launched good music. So good music, he was able to take 2 Chainz and Big Sean and Tiana Taylor and Pusha T.
Now, with that being said, you naming that roster, that doesn't in itself show you the wide range of emotions this person goes through, or the wide range.
Yes.
You name Tiana Taylor, 2 Chainz, Big Sean. You understand what I'm saying? Do you hear the roster?
I do.
I have. So that should in itself reflects on it. Like if you looked at my playlist right now, it reflects of me.
I'm trying
The
to hear
only-
that playlist.
I got Otis Red
I'm
and
trying to hear
Mo 3.
I'm trying to hear you.
Yeah, you know, on repeat too. I got Mo 3, the Yellow Bees, and that type thing going on right now. Then the next one is Lil Peep and Creed. Yeah,
Creed. Okay.
Yeah,
I like Creed.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Then you can.
What you mean? What you mean? What you know about
When
Creed?
I
bro?
say,
Yeah, with arms wide open.
Hey, Ruff,
My search
I done
right
found
there.
your brother-in-law. He's sitting next to me.
Look,
That crazy.
Mo 3.
That wild, Ruff.
Look, Mo 3, Millie, 2 Chainz, Insane Clown Posse, Starlito the Baby, Chilled R&B. You know what I'm saying? Usher. So that I'm an eclectic person, and I feel like that he is too.
Okay, but look, with that being said, hey, just shut up. You ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to speak on behalf of us.
You ain't got to talk, bro.
You ain't got to talk, bro. You can be your same weird self.
It's free,
You just be chill.
It's free to shut up.
It's just free to shut the hell up. That's what I'm saying. You ain't got to tell me nothing, partner. Yeezus came out, and I was like, oh no. Oh no, bro. You just really gonna get out here talking about new slaves, and you coming out here with this doggone Walker off the Walking Dead clothing line that you done came out here, bro, with this Raggedy Ann merchandise you got, and you just making stuff up.
His legacy cannot be just his music, right? His legacy is just his footprint,
and that's what's tainted. Like he's tainting your legacy because
what I'm saying is, like, even with that, we do have to include the clothing or whatever.
True.
Now, so
his impact on shoes,
he got them.
I give you that.
You know what I'm saying? You got to. His legacy ain't just what he put on wax, which we know it ain't wax no more. It's microchips.
No, we're still gonna be on with, just like we say, mixtapes.
Yeah, true. But I'm saying his legacy would be that, and I ain't saying that for his, I'm saying benefit, some of it to his detriment. But I did see the artistic value and a lot of that stuff. It would be, oh, that's so dope. Just like how I was talking about how he was testing the waters and see how far he could push the boundaries. I bet Kim, girl, I bet I can make black people Republican or Trump. It failed miserably. All right. But how about I can take this old sound, this sample, and make it relevant again. The same train of thought. Or how about poor people try to look rich? How about I have rich people pouring out their pocket to look poor? I could see the path he's taking. And I can see where he's going. Whether he quite nailed it or not, that's up for debate. But I do see the inspiration. I'm gonna have people paying top dollar to look like people that ain't got now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But my thing is, I mean, I can this is why I can like unapologetically say, boy, Kanye, you got to get out the spot.
I got to hear this.
You got to get out the spot because, fam, you smart.
Oh, okay. Oh, excuse me. You know what, Fletch? I did not know that. I'm today years old on that. What he said, the cover art of Yeezy couldn't get clear. He got pissed and released it like that. But with that being said, I didn't even know that. But I found
you still identified.
I identified. All right, go ahead.
Yeezy, Kanye, Mar West is smart, and it pisses me off that you got the audacity to play in my face.
The temerity.
Like you don't the audacity, the unmitigated gall, you gonna come in my face and play with me like you don't know what you doing. You gonna play with me like you don't know what you're doing, like you just a victim of caring too much and I just want so much from my people. Like you are taking this as a press moment, bruh. And I don't have no problem with you being Kanye Kardashian. But stop coming over here talking about stuff that we folks ain't living like you, bruh. We have to really deal with the stuff that you say in a real way because you are still very relevant. You are Kim Kardashian's husband. Huh?
And
like all them folks that didn't know you, now they know you. Yeah. So they already love you. You have married into social media with a face on it, bro. You have married into that monster. I don't care nothing about you doing all these other antics. But the moment you decide to come over here and this time right here, the time now, at this trying time, and you decide that you want to be you want it so bad that you don't give a damn who say something about it or what somebody got to say or who you hurt or who you may influence or who you might lead astray. You don't care. You just want to go ahead and get this off. Then I have a problem with that. Right. Then I have a problem with that because Kanye is who we always knew he was. And I'm not surprised at him taking
Clear that up.
Kanye was always a loud, egotistical, wild individual.
Yes, man.
He was always that person, even in his youth as a younger person, as a younger artist. He was always a shotgun. He was always a Gemini. Sorry to the Gemini.
Shout out to the Gemini. So look, now this is a question I'm proposing to both of you. So with that being said, you made a great point. You ain't no denying with it, you know what I mean? But Beth, I just want to know, and Anise, I want to know, like, with that being said, do you think that this man, or just a person in general, rather, can lose the focus of their calling? Do you think that if he was the chosen one then, that he did something to not be the chosen one now? Or do you think he's still on his way? Do you think his okay, let me ask that better way, Dirty. Okay. If he was this gifted, talented, genius person from the beginning, which we know he's this genius, talented, gifted person now, do you think that it's just the end of the road that we have enough from him to blackball him or to say that he's on his way?
I think that
Council Kanye blackball and whatever.
I think we are dealing with the ramifications of what somebody identifies with and what they call themselves.
Yeah.
I think Kanye West is still somewhere inside
Mr.
Jesus.
West.
Like what we have now is okay. I use this point all the time.
Please do.
When Lil Wayne first came out, he was not Lil Wayne.
Y'all
he was Weezy.
He was Weezy, dog.
He was Weezy.
I was talking about this the other day, dog.
And when he got to that 04 period, his name changed. He became Lil Wayne. When he got to the Carter.
With the squad.
Exactly.
Though he with the squad first with the Lil Drake.
Yeah. He became Lil Wayne. He stayed that way until...
More bad music, dog.
But he was that Wayne from 04 to 07. And I believe in 07, Wayne just caught fire and became Wayne.
Baby name me Fire Wayne. Lots of change. You can kiss
True.
So
on phone him.
From 07 to the time he went into Rikers, he was Wayne.
Yeah.
And that's the mode that he was in.
Yeah.
He released music a certain way.
Yeah.
He used certain bars. He had certain rhyme schemes. He hopped on certain songs.
Yeah.
Everything about him changed according to what he called himself.
Flamboyant.
When he came out of Rikers, he was Tunchi.
Tunchi.
And I have not identified with Wayne in the mass sense since. Now I will say some songs in part I do gravitate towards, but him overall, meaning everything he put out, I think it's fine. It don't happen that way no more.
I would talk about but man, that be a long story.
That's what he said. That's how he did on the song.
Told you.
But look, okay. Now you remember what we say about Louis? I am a Wayne baby. I would take no Wayne disrespect. Period. He is the GOAT. Period. Period. I love you, Jiggle. R.I.P. Pac. If you dead, because I'm a conspiracy theorist. Nah,
If
he
you
did.
dead.
If you dead,
If
you
you
know, the
dead.
Pac. If you ain't listening, this don't apply to you.
Yeah.
But on some real though, like Tunchi is the GOAT. To me now, this is just me. A little old me, a little Southside Doughboy. Dirty to y'all. He the GOAT. He can do that.
Mhm.
I feel like he can do that. So why we hold Ye to a different standard? Now I remember Wayne. This ain't about Wayne. Wayne got on TV. Was talking about some. Have you ever experienced? Lady, I'm a blood. I'm a gang member. I don't know what you're talking about. I thought that was the most ignorant. Man, that was the most ignorant
No,
stuff I
did
ever
you
heard.
watch Wayne's deposition here when he was in there in the little office and they was asking him questions?
Yeah.
That was
No,
Jesus
but you
Christ.
remember he did with the interview lady when he was
Yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about I'm a rich young black nigga in America.
Is that Black Lives Matter moment?
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
rich nigga in America.
And
If
then
you
we
think
heard
black
what
lives,
happened behind that. That was stupid.
man, please.
He got pulled into that just so stupid. Just so stupid. They
But
played him
he
like
didn't
that.
lose his status as go. He touched on social political topics and kept his. Yeah, even though Kodak trying to challenge that now, or whatever. Even though he kept his position,
He wore a massa hat. He had a Make America Skate Again hat.
They did.
Wayne did.
He said massa, but nobody read into it that deep.
No, nobody did.
Is it because we expect more from this man?
No,
Is that what it is?
I think Wayne has always been Wayne. Wayne is
Wayne has not
Wayne
always been that way. No way I tell it, but you're right.
the period of time I'm talking about, that 07 to 11 Wayne. That Wayne is like a Super Saiyan 2 version of Ludacris. It's taking the art and comedy of everything I say and making it palatable to everybody that listens to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying they the same caliber. What I'm saying is the content. Just the content. Like the stuff he says is the same thing, the same kind of content Luda would say, but at a higher level.
I would talk about my
That's a long story.
So if we gonna take,
I saw I swear she would wear my, I them both sore and sore throat.
Yeah.
That's the volume.
Somebody robbed the bad guy with said fine line between genius and madness. It is,
and that's the point I was trying to make. Like, if you look at everybody that we've deemed a genius in their own right, like everybody has something off about themselves that's not normal. You have to. It's about equilibrium to me. If you have 150 things that you are going to be either good, medium, or bad at, or things that identify with you, everything can't be at 50. Some stuff's gonna be higher than others. 50? And if somebody has a genius, meaning they're close to 100% in one area and very proficient at, something is at a zero somewhere, because you done took the points from that side and put it over there. So if
that's when you playing the game, little RPG game.
So if a person's mind is like that, if Kanye's genius is high when it comes to his music, his auditory fortitude, if that's what we're gonna put,
diction.
Big diction. So
diction.
So if we put his genius on the scale that's that high, something about him has to be on the negative side. Maybe that does it. Yeah, it's glaring though, because everybody we deem a genius has something mental about them that we just say we get it.
Okay.
Like R. Kelly, for instance.
left turn.
Like we can make a case that like R. Kelly musically was genius. The man wrote music at an alarming rate. He had the way he put songs together was beautiful.
He wrote songs for the greats.
And so, like, when you looking at that aspect, and you can say in this faction he is great, he is lacking somewhere else. That wherewithal when it comes to how he deals with women, that's what's lacking. That is tied to something else. That is a mental aspect that's off. That's why I say, like, when Rob said that was the point that I was headed towards. It's like there's a fine line between what is genius and what is pure mad.
On my life, I understand. I get it, Portia. We not going.
Because I'm sick.
We come back. What I'm saying, and I think what Bell is really saying is, it's certain stuff like, okay, with Kanye, Kanye West has a level that we get to when he come out of nowhere and say stuff, and we be like, yeah, there go that crazy showing up. Like he go over that line that which we know, because we all know that there's a line between madness and genius. So sometimes when Kanye pop up, we be like, yeah, there go that crazy. There go right there.
Appreciate that, Snipe.
Snipe,
There go
name
that
one Balance
crazy.
creative
Appreciate that,
genius.
Snipe.
Hmm?
Snipe
Oh,
just
Snipe just
Yeah.
finished my point.
Yeah. There go that crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when it comes down to Ye, it's not so much that his creativity. Like, I think one of the things that frustrated me the most about the Kanye West clip being shared, and everybody was like, oh my God, can we, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Ye, man. Like, are we still mad at him? It was like no one ever questioned his
Ability to make
creativity
music.
level. Nobody ever questioned his ability to make music, bro. Yeah.
The
The
only
line is
line is perception.
Yeah.
That captures it for me.
Yeah.
That captures it for me.
But music itself is something that it is like something that you have to use your perception with that.
You have to
You know
look
what I'm
from the
saying?
artist's perspective to see what
Yeah,
they're
like
creating.
you know what I'm saying? Or you have to look at what the artist is saying and see where you can identify yourself in that. Music is a very personal situation. It is a very personal, intimate situation that you find yourself in. Like, you find yourself in situations listening to music from certain people, and it hits you differently. Like, the music hit different when they find, you know, the track hit different when they telling the truth.
Right.
So, you know, I think one of the things that really, like I said earlier, I haven't listened to a Kanye West, and I'm a music connoisseur.
So
I haven't listened to a Kanye West project. This man really put out The Life of Pablo and told us it was a gospel album.
Because of one song.
Man, come on, man.
And a
Like,
skit.
man,
The lady
come
talking
on,
halfway
man.
through
Come
it. It was the one
Come
the
on.
doom, doom, doom. It was like this somber beat, and this lady was just talking over.
Darren,
ma'am,
you really enjoyed The Life of Pablo.
I did. I really did.
Okay.
I ain't
okay.
just
It
saying
was
that.
a decent
okay.
album.
No. Listen. I can't remember none of the music off The Life of Pablo other than Ultralight Beam and
Ball man.
Wolves.
I don't know none of them two songs y'all just
Waves.
said. But look, it's like, you know, he dun 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 dun. She gonna think I'm what I don't know what song is that?
This is
What song
I
is
don't
that?
know.
Okay.
But I bet. You know, I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. But how I interpret him in the latter part of his career, I look at it as okay. Belle and Anise, y'all still my friends. And you know, we came up to, you know, I'm just using this figuratively. We all came up the same way. I'm on the inside of this now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on inside it. Like Ball Man.
Mm-hmm.
How you just talking about how fake and bougie and plastic these meetings be, how they really just orgies and coke parties. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I take it though. But see, that could be me being the quintessential Kanye fan and just think that it's always something behind it.
Mm-hmm.
It's never madness. It's always method. You
Yes,
know what
it's
I'm saying?
always a method to his madness.
Yeah,
and
you
I
know
believe,
what I'm saying. But I be thinking that being a fan, I think it's more method than madness.
Okay, so let's take. Wow, that's beautiful. The way this finna just go.
Hey,
wow, that's crazy.
Thank y'all.
Okay, let's say that we assume, as a Kanye fan, let's assume that I always look at him as somebody who has a method behind the madness.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
How do you think I feel seeing this man not have any methods for this madness?
Come on.
Because at the end of the day, there was nothing that this didn't make no sense. You didn't win or lose here. If anything, you had people looking at you like, bruh, why are you talking? Why is you next to us? Why is you talking right now? Like that wasn't even necessary. You didn't need to do this. And now you look like somebody that's a plain fool. You don't look like the genius. You look like the fool because what you did here, it does not make sense. And then after it does not go over the way that you wanted to go over, now you bring into the fact that, oh man, I'm bipolar, man. And your Terrence Howard voice. Like you trying to play with me like you don't know what you just did.
Yeah,
you got up here and had your publicist sit next to you and had to read stuff for you back like verbatim as if you don't know what you're talking about. And you're not finna play in my face like that, yeah. You're not finna tell me that you a genius and you got a method to a madness and you a god, and then you finna come behind this and act like you don't know what this is doing or what this looks like or what this translates to, bro. Like folks tired of playing.
Like, this is what I think. This is not what I think. This is the question, I think. Does, let me hit my references right quick. Does college dropout, late registration, graduation outweigh 808's heartbreaks, Yeezers? Yeah.
It depends on who you asking, but because
it does. But I'm saying, does his good outweigh his bad? Is basically what I'm saying. So do you think that he has taken more from our culture or given more of our culture?
Let me make sure I got you. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. What you asking right? Mm-hmm. You're saying, can I just leave his first 3 albums, leave them at what they were, and cope with that, and take the 3 albums that I either rock or don't rock with, and say, do this outweigh this, and now I don't have to pay attention to this, just appreciate that?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, okay, make it simple and plain. You know me, make a short story shorter. To make a short story shorter, do I think, or do we think?
What's up, Gator?
You know what I'm saying? Do we think that the college dropout, late registration, graduation era Kanye and all that it came with outweighs the
latter part?
Yeah, the Dodge with the fantasy, yeah, Yeezers. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about with the antics or whatever, with the positivity or whatever, the positive energy, right?
Man, when I think of Kanye, I think of flashing lights. When I think of Kanye, I think of spaceships and what that means for my generation now.
Oh yeah,
I think of
GLC, I feel you, baby.
Yes, like I think of We Major. I think of celebration. Grab a drink, grab a glass. After that, I grab your. Why you acting out? Shine out.
Like, y'all. Lying folk.
I never did this before.
Stop that. But you need some Patron.
I got it. You know, like I think about these good feel moments when I was listening to hip hop and hip hop really, like, I'm quoting another Chicago rapper with hip hop saved my life. Like hip hop really mean that much to me, bro. Like this really saved my life.
You remember the rapper? You remember the rapper Mims?
Yes.
Music is my savior.
Yes, music is my savior. Yeah.
No,
he didn't make it.
He didn't.
He didn't make it.
No, he didn't.
That name was far too great for him. But so when I think like roses, yes, roses. Like when I think
the VH1 tape when he was playing Flashing Light and he was talking about his mama. Like
so
you can't get.
So in other words, his bad really don't outweigh his good. Cause these are the first moments of coming to your man,
bruh.
Like people don't understand. Like other people say, okay, this person top 5, this person. No, I used to study this man.
When I tell you, I haven't listened to Kanye. Level. Period. Wow. I ain't listened to Kanye nothing. Period, bro. I don't even play his old stuff.
Like I used to make a bet that if I ever met Kanye West in person, we gonna put on the College Dropout album, and we both gonna rap each song word for word. First person mess up. Give the other person $5,000.
I gotta take 5 right quick.
Go ahead. Right. So, like with me,
I'm still gonna keep up.
It's with me.
I haven't listened to a Kanye West project in like eons, bro. Like eons. Like I don't even listen to old Kanye.
like with me, it's different because of who he was and the level of music that he made and how it ingratiated itself in those people that listen to him. Like
Yeah.
when you talking about how do I feel about his music, I still have a compartment in me that resonates to every time I hear a Kanye song. I can't turn that off. But
Because
me
you
being,
remember what it was, what it did for you at that moment.
exactly. So, but as a grown man, knowing that my responsibilities have grown, I'm not a child anymore.
Not a child.
Like I have to listen and impute myself with things that better the situation around me. Because that's what keeps me going. I can't listen to trap rap all day. I honestly can't, because I know that the world is bigger than that.
But fam,
so when you're talking about Kanye West and this element of like, well, his last couple years do it outweigh like the beginning stages of his career where he did so much for you. It left a mark that I just can't get past. And that's me. I don't speak for nobody else but me. But I can't look at Kanye no more because Yeezus is standing in front of him.
Yeah.
And that's the point that I like that I'm making. Like Yeezus has to die with me.
Yeah.
I can still appreciate Kanye West for Kanye West and Kanye West's glory, but I cannot tolerate Yeezus anymore because who Yeezus is something gravely different than what I grew to appreciate. When I started to have to question what Kanye lyrics meant instead of them being them blunt expressions that he used to make, something switched. When his videos became so visually dynamic that you don't understand the source or the treatment as to why he wrote it. Now we got something different that we're not.
Oh, bring me down. And it had Brando on the chorus, boy. Ooh. Ooh. He just did something to me with that. Yes.
You a Brandy fan.
Yes. I love Brando, but no, bro. Like I wrote music to that song because of Ye. Like, what? Bro, like what? That was so like I understand what you're saying because although I love Ye, I love Kanye and I love what his music meant for me at that time. I love that feeling. I'm talking about not just the dope ones, but I'm talking about the Welcome to the Good Life and the, I'm going home again. Like his odes to Chicago. The man wrote odes to Chicago and won't even listen.
Like once
I love Kanye West, but I am a grown woman who has a responsibility to my community, bro. Like I don't live like Kanye live. If I have to be responsible for the things that I say on this small platform, bro, I think Kanye West should be more responsible for the things that he says, especially if you are going to want for us to be consumers and buy your products.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you're gonna have to put some respect on it. And if you cannot, like you say all these things, and I mean Kanye West has been loud his whole career, and now he takes to Twitter, or now he gets his manager to speak for him, or now he just released videos of him at a retreat with a bongo. Like now you ain't got nothing to say. Now you have nothing to say about the impression that you have left on anybody, bro. Like I don't care what nobody say, bro. As an African American fam, you already have to dig for your history. You already have to. And I don't want to hear that woke junk, bro. Everybody is not as intelligent like that. Yo, like you got folks that's learning their whole history and are susceptible to YouTube videos. Talking about the Illuminati and black soap wonders. I'm feeling you. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's people who are not. So imagine if you with your grown gullible self is still falling privy or still falling prey to certain things on the internet. What about this 14-year-old child that's going to be coming up in the next couple of years who has to do a book report? See, they already put it in some of these books that slavery, some people willingly came over here. Some of our folks willingly came over here. They already suggesting that slavery really wasn't that bad. So they got to do like a book report or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And what they do, you can get information about all these different things in a millisecond. They type in slavery. They see a quote, because this is what we do now. We take sound bites from hip hop artists. If you 13 years old and you see a rapper, a hip hop artist who is speaking on the very thing that you have to do a book report on, you have already made him a credible source. You click on this link and you hear this person say this stuff, and now all of a sudden, this 14-year-old impressionable individual has now had this crazy rhetoric from this crazy man being pumped into his mind.
And now he's under the belief system that it's fact because he actually entrusts what this person said.
Like, this is the ramifications that we have to discuss.
Like,
if we're talking about them versus Kanye West, like, I feel that passionately about it, and I'm saying I'm a fan. I feel that passionate about it, bro. I'm not finna give this man no more attention. You know what I'm saying? But we have to discuss it. We have to talk about it and be realistic about it. Regardless of what side you like. You might heard what Kanye said, like Dirty said, you know what I'm saying? He was never that big of an influential person to him anyway. So he can identify the genius in that. And I salute that, you know what I'm saying? But me, what was your breaking point with Kanye West? What made you decide that, you know what, I ain't gonna be able to do this no more? Because you know what, we were defending Kanye for a long time, wasn't it?
So you saying when I did it?
Yeah, what was your breaking point?
The finite moment when I heard I Am a God. And I remember I was sitting in the car with my homeboy. He bought the album. We listened to it. And I heard that song. And I said to myself, I'd never have to hear that song again in my life. And I have yet heard it again. And to me, I said that about somebody whose music I studied. I literally would put their albums on repeat and let them spin until I got everything I needed from it. I'm going to go through and just listen to the ad-libs this time. I'm going to go through and just listen to the beat breakdowns right before the second or third chorus, wherever he puts his little bridges at. I'm going to go through and just listen to the features. I want to go through and just listen to the instrumentation. I went through those albums 6-7 times, like on a grand scale of diving into them to pull what I needed out of it. When I got to that point and I said I heard a song from Kanye that I never have to hear again, that's when I was like, okay, something's changed.
Yeah.
Because of who you are.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say that you are this person that I don't have to listen to anymore.
They came back. You came back.
But so for me, the point in time, the point in time in which Kanye started to become something that I could step away from was after I heard Jesus' album and the antics that took place after that.
Yeah.
You're starting to beef with paparazzi. Okay, we get it. But you are the person that intentionally tries to stay in the limelight. Then you say, okay, I'm with Kim K now. This is the person I want to be with. This is the person I've been in love with since forever. Okay, cool. I respect that. Love is beautiful. However, when you start to get that attention from that side of the road, you then start to feed into it. So you lose your identity with the people that you've been rocking with since birth, because we've been behind you since the inception of your career. And now you're starting to pander towards the ideals and properties of your wife's side.
We done all seen your wife sucking man meat, Kanye. And now all of a sudden,
beef sleeves.
Now all of a sudden you want us to act like like you don't want people, like you trying to start a beef with Nick Cannon, bro. Like, and he didn't even say anything bad. Like, bro, you out here looking real simpish, bro. You out here looking, you ain't a pimp, you a fairy, bro. You out here looking like it.
So after that, I started to dive into, okay, like I'm hearing a lot of things about who he's worked with and what music he's taking, and some artists saying some stuff like, and now since I've backed up off the wall a little bit, I'm not looking at Kanye face close no. I'm backing back. I'm starting to see the imperfections.
Oh, wait a minute. You did a wonderful. Oh, you remember when he had tried to have a small little beef with Justin Timberlake?
He stood up at a concert and said, I ain't feeling that suit and tie.
This man really, I mean,
he sided against Jay because Jay hopped on his song.
No, he was mad with Justin Timberlake because Justin Timberlake had a song on his album called Let the Groove Get In. And he was upset because the horns in it were some of the same horns, or were reminiscent of Touch the Sky. Like, da, 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 you know, that right there. So he gets upset and he has a whole, blah 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 about it. It was to the point where Justin Timberlake was hosting Saturday Night Live that year, and he was pushing his album out, which was a phenomenal album.
2020 views was
2020
great.
views. First part, not the second part.
I don't know about the second.
But the first part was
Yeah, the first
wonderful.
part was nice.
So, he actually Jay was performing with Justin that night.
Mhm.
And they went out to do the suit and tie, and Justin Timberlake actually edited his verse. He said, "Yeah, my hit so slick got rappers acting dramatic." And he actually was going at Kanye right there. So when Jay came out to do his verse, he just weak because now he in a situation. He like,
Oh, y'all
oh,
that just did song. Yeah. What did you say, nigga? What did you say?
With
I was
that being
not
said,
straight.
can you name somebody that we actually witnessed the evolution of more so than him? Can you name somebody?
Wayne.
I mean, for the good.
Oh, for the good.
I mean, because we
Jay.
Yeah.
Well, we
That's the
can
only-
say we can say
2
we
Chainz.
watched 2 Chainz just kind of trying to revitalize that thing. We can say
That's
that
evolution though.
It is. Change is change, nevertheless. You're right. But for me, I don't. Kanye is not in my top 5. Really? Well, overall, he might be. I take that back.
Well, it depends on what dynamic you're saying. Are you saying
right.
from a lyrical standpoint, or you talk about from a musical standpoint?
From a artistic standpoint, I would
okay.
think that it is no better example because, like we always say, we all know that feelings are fickle, and I think that is human development at its greatest. I do not agree with everything, but I don't know a person that I love and admire that I in my what's his name? What's the guy name? Oh God, the man that was trying to draw a parallel between sexuality and the male sexual attraction to his own mother. What's the dude?
Oh snap.
Yeah, ain't. Oh man.
No, not the Greek person. The
No, it's both.
It's not the Oedipus.
Ain't
It's not
Darwin.
Oedipus.
It's God Almighty. It's the man that they use.
Sigmund
Freud. Freud. Okay, I look at Kanye more of a Sigmund Freud. For the money. For the money. Quit playing hard. I gotta tell you, I gotta tell the game, right?
Tell the
This
gang.
all live turf, but this is a different set.
Gang.
Gang. But I look at it like Sigmund Freud. I can say that as far as growth, or for better or worse, that is art. It is art. And to me, I guess anybody who listening and watching or whatever can say, Portia, you the GOAT. Charles Perkins, you the GOAT.
Yeah, they had
Yeah, they was already on that thing. But
I said it after I said
it. Okay. Bet. You know what I'm saying? I think you my twin sister. Your name is a niece and my name is a nephew. So but I see it as like that is what it is to make art this I ain't gonna say productive, but art that is
fluid
to what you are now. And I can stick by that because I would go with it you can teach your children different things, right? Or different ways. There's all different methods to it. So the question, let's just say, if I were to say, do I think that this man is somebody I would want to present to my daughter? Which it's a leg. I was outside taking 5 or whatever, and I was keeping up life. Do I think that? Yes, because I want to teach her to be an individual and to really stand on what you're feeling and what you're doing. Do I think that he honestly stands on everything that he does? No, I do not think that. Do I think that that is a necessary part of being an artist? Yes, I do. I respect him less as an artist and more as an individual. So I don't know really where that ranks him with me on what this actually means.
I can't respect somebody who speak about delicate subjects so haphazardly. I can't respect nobody who speak about stuff with the fragility of popular culture. I can't respect nobody who speak about things that will jeopardize or be detrimental to the children that are in that's around my communities that I would have to look towards and have to rectify the ignorance that he has spewed. So if we're talking about artistry, that's one thing. But the moment you get up here and then make your opinions available to the masses, to where we have to come behind that and try to rectify what you have done, when you have been somebody who has came out and said stuff that was congruent, that which was running congruent with what we actually believe, what was going on. So at what point, like, it's really like, okay, I don't want nobody to leave this conversation assuming that Kanye West was somebody who I look to for the news briefing. I'm simply saying that you ain't have no business taking your black ass, because you black, sir, taking your black ass up to the White House, to the Oval Office. This man could have had anybody up here to speak about black stuff that's going on in the community. And you you went up there. You went up there. Not nobody else. You went up there and told about a whole bunch of things that you felt were wrong in the community. And this man smirked at you while you sat up here and disrespected your mama. Your mama who taught African American.
Where?
He said, man, wearing this red hat, it gives me a lot of masculine energy. I feel like Superman. Because when I was growing up, I ain't have none of that. Mama ain't had me around none of that. Nigga, what? Why would you even come out of nowhere and say that to this man who already goes by stereotypical remnants to form what a black experience or immigrant experience is?
But you know,
and you get up here and say this in front of this nigga, and he's smiling behind the desk with his dick hard, because all he care about is the fact that you done came up here and performed with this hat on, nigga. That's what I'm talking about.
Penis.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't care nothing about Kanye West being somebody that's an individual that feels how he feels. But don't get up here and start speaking about us when we didn't ask you to do that. And then you turn around and want us to, now that you realize you got played, you take to Twitter and say, oh, nah, I ain't gonna have nothing to do with politics no more. You were so ready to talk about politics. Ain't nobody ask him to go to the White House. Nobody. You were so ready. You were so emboldened. I don't care nothing about you having nothing big and broad to say about nothing else. But bruh, in the middle of this political climate, we have to rectify what you say, bruh. This ain't 19, but this is not 2007.
It's not. So with that being said, I don't take no artist that serious.
Mm-hmm.
I do not. I mean, no shade to
but
nobody.
You are an artist.
I am an artist.
So you look at this different. That's why.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm glad
and
you
I
have
do.
Your
you know
opinion.
what I mean? And so I do not take them, any of them, that serious. All of them are going to do what benefits them most.
True.
Because everybody is selfish. Everybody is racist. Everybody's a pervert.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is. It's just at what degree. A pervert is what? All of us are perverts. So, I can't wait for these comments. But I'm saying, it's what we call being decent is what we make public.
Mm-hmm.
Him growing up in front of us, him being the limelight for X amount of years, and him sharing those changes and differences, it's no different. If you watch the evolution of Madonna,
mm-hmm.
she went from punk goddess to like classic rock royalty to R&B queen to
Miley Cyrus.
You feel me? You feel me? She's done that. And he's done that. So I can say, from my point of view,
Mm-hmm.
that this man has brought nothing but, whether for better or for worse,
Mm-hmm.
he has brought greatness to this. And that's all in the eye of the beholder. I
Mm-hmm.
understand. I don't have to. I come from a different background, a street background, and I truly, truly believe that I don't have to trust you because I know you.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
You
That's
know what
big
I mean?
facts.
That's
If
unilateral.
Yeah,
That's
I don't have to trust you because I know you.
Mhm.
I know what you're getting at, Mr. West, and I know what you're alluding to. But I don't have to trust you because I know you. I know this is a tactic. I may not understand it at the moment, and I may not get it. I was outside taking five, whatever, and I seen Flex say something like the power video, when your visuals become so convoluted, we don't really know what you're talking about or what you're
Exactly.
getting at or whatever. But isn't that is it really, really, really that different from any other artist,
but okay. This is really what I'm saying.
man?
We can have that. We can have that.
My boy Ruff, you
W-
been going in.
That my brother. We have the knowledge to be able to take from what we will. You know what I'm saying? We have the ability to take away. We have the ability and the knowledge and the experience with this crazy nigga to be able to decipher between what is foolishness and what is really something that's viable that we can take, because I ain't never sold drugs, but when I listen to Jesus or Tip for that matter, I listen to their music and I can see the images or whatever. Like, so I can appreciate the art. What I'm saying is, bruh, you are not about to be out here putting out piss poor art on top of being disrespectful. You
What
not
is?
about to do that.
Oh God!
You not about to do
Oh
that.
God! No, you're not. You're not.
Yeah.
But what I'm okay. Piss poor art, and I quote,
Yes.
on top of being disrespectful.
Mm,
Or second quote.
mm,
That's not, bro. That's very powerful.
mm. And I said it, I
So,
meant it.
I
I
know you
mean
do.
it.
You meant that from the bottom of your heart, right?
Yes.
What about the? Let's see, is at the moment that I'm speaking this, it fluctuates. It goes down from 5 viewers to 30 viewers at any given moment. But whoever we got right now, how at what point to is somebody is it gospel and at some point is rhetoric? Some stuff is really up to us. And the fact that y'all ever watch a VH1
Mm.
when they go on commercial with Love and Hip Hop or whatever, what it say? Watch and discuss.
Mhm.
At some point, I do not think that this man's story is through unfolding. If he went to these depths of darkness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he come out 2019 with the most pro us
Mm-hmm.
album project.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that has less or more of an impact? It will have, to me, it will have more of an
Because
impact.
it is the most watched movie in history. It's the
That
rising of a star, the falling of a star, and the
but we
redemption of a
follow
star.
him. We follow him this. And so
Yes.
if he come back
Yes.
out this year, he took 1 or 2 years in the quote unquote darkness in the sunken place or whatever. And come back out. He made these last couple albums
Ashley.
in Malibu, and then dropped the other ones from Woodlawn in Chicago.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like to take big cities and put them to menial states or whatever.
Yeah.
We
From
see
the
the imagery.
mean
We
streets
appreciate
of
it.
Harlem, Arkansas.
Finally, The Rock has come back.
So it would be
To Albuquerque.
to Albuquerque, Michigan. And it really comes down to it. It will have more of an impact than I love Gates. But
Yeah.
Gates been from Baton Rouge the whole time. And not to get over to this, but I'm a very subjective person. I like to use other examples. What about from his grandma running the trap all the way down to love songs. He went, no, excuse me, grandma running the trap, to sexual relations with his own cousin, to uh spousal abuse, all the way up to we can follow that more because we followed it. What's the word I want to use?
We followed the rawness of it. How
Exactly.
real it was.
What
Okay,
the difference
okay.
is they don't have the same platform
You
to
go
operate
there.
on. Like when you talk about Kevin Gates is somebody for clickbait. You want
Yeah.
to watch the interview, you want to listen to what he said because you listen to Kevin Gates at the moment.
Sidebar,
Kanye-
ladies, if you talking to a man right now and he know all the words that we supposed to be in love, he gonna fight you. Proceed.
But like
He gonna fight you, girl.
But if he turn around and spewed all the words to I can't be the one you love,
Hey,
he
that's
really
my song.
does love you.
Hey, you will never love me like my daughter love me. Like that's
You
my
feel
song.
me? That's my
That's
quote.
my song.
But I pick everybody to take their favorite part of it. What you
Mhm.
talking about? The Bible, Kanye, Kevin Gates, Jesus. Everybody takes the part that applies to them. At the end of the day, that only validates my point to me that we are individuals and we're going to hear what we want to hear and ignore what we want to ignore.
like the problem we have, and this is the reason why the title is the crucifixion of Jesus. Like when you take what he is and what he meant to music, you can't then allow him to get out here and act the way somebody we don't put on this pedestal can act.
But do
Like,
you allow artists to do anything?
I'm not saying I allow it not. What I'm saying is when he stood up
I
on
understand.
national TV after Hurricane Katrina and said George Bush don't care about black people, you took the voice of every black person in America at that point. So you put yourself there. We didn't put you there. You spoke up for everybody else. The content on your next two albums was conducive to what we saw.
Okay, so
But
let me get
excuse
down.
me, I want you
ahead.
to get this out, but I just gotta say this.
Go ahead.
I took 5 to smoke a cigarette, urinate, and take some more prescription drugs. Raw.
Raw.
Ooh, that's raw. That's what happened. That's what happened. Do that make me any less credible? Do that mean that I don't know who I am and what I'm talking about? I went outside to get some more liquor, urinate, take some more prescriptions, and answer some text messages, and came back and jumped right back on stage. Does that make me any less credible?
When you decide to run for mayor, yeah.
That's why I came up with it. That's why I came up with it.
Like when you decide to run for mayor and you say, no, I'm gonna be the voice for the north and the south side of Bessemer. Me growing up on the north side, I gotta be like,
I do. I'm tripping off her, but I swear to God, I'm listening to you.
I'm
because
sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
it's
It's
wrong.
so fucking wrong. My mama did say it. Yeah, and urinate and I had the text message. Prescription drugs. Am I any less credible? I am. Whatever you say, I am.
That's what it really is.
Mhm.
That's really what it is.
like with me is you are like Kanye is a musical savant. Like we're not gonna stop. We're gonna stop playing like we don't know who we talking about.
Mhm.
Like
Come on,
if
bro.
if we said the Young Bloods went to the Oval Office with a MAGA hat on, we're gonna be like, oh, okay,
A Sean
that's cool.
P, aka a Sharp Cree, said it was necessary.
Like even though they legends Southern hip hop, I'm not taking nothing away from them, but I'm looking at the level in which they operate on.
Okay, then put a sucker nigga
Nigga
on display.
then. Like I get who they were.
The TIC. It ain't a whole out there for real who don't know about me. Bitch, I'm gonna show with it. Bitch, I would go get it. And I ain't selfish. I would let you in your
whole
feelings.
feeling.
Like
That there.
Like if but taking the southern legends that they
That
are,
way.
if they did the same things Kanye did, I'm not gonna judge them on the same scale because they're not trying to be in the light like Kanye is.
Yeah.
Kanye wants to represent black culture. If you gonna represent black culture, you got bylaws you got to abide by.
Fam.
But with everything that he's done, and he went out his way to show you that he's not representing black culture,
But
that he just represent him.
But look, if
I get your point.
I get
your point.
you saying we should be able, and this is my own point. I'm glad like this works.
The filter.
This works. You can say that. I'm a grown woman. I can look at that mess that Kanye is doing and say, man, you gotta got the spot, bro. Like you playing. You're not really who you say you is at this moment. No Lupe. I can look at that. I'm talking about folks who looking at this, who looked at this. I'm talking about these kids, all these folks who look at you. You make yourself a topic. We have to discuss this, bro. Like you have transitioned from just being a token black boy from Chicago. Now you are a Kardashian. When they want a hip hop soldier to come through.
No, I just want to liquor and prescriptions, fam. I don't know. That's a good combo. No judgment though. It's about as good as combo as hip hop and politics.
That what he said, bro. That what he said.
That's what I meant, bro. Strong arm emoji.
Strong arm emoji.
SEM, no. I'm just saying.
I guess it's a good combination.
It's just as good a combination as rap and politics.
It's ugly.
It's ugly, but it's real and it's raw. That's what happened.
That what happened. What you had did?
Huh?
You said you had one outside with the text message. Got the text message.
I responded to some text messages, urinated,
more liquor,
and prescription drug. But you took the part that you heard.
Yeah. The urinate.
I had to urinate. And I had to respond to my people because I'm on the platform. I had to respond to my people. The other stuff was my choice. So at what point do I be less credible? At what point what's the difference between what I needed to do and I wanted to do when I'm on a platform?
But you see how he just took what he needed to take after that?
That's what I'm saying.
You see that? He grown though. What if that was a 14-year-old?
See, some people only heard urination and text messages. Somebody said that man had to go to the bathroom and he had to respond to text messages.
Somebody
said, heard liquor and prescriptions.
Somebody said, man, can I take 5? And you were gone. They didn't even think no more of it because they took what they wanted to take out the situation.
That's it. Renee said he calls his weed prescriptions. Nothing like that. I do call my weed prescriptions. But this was real prescriptions. I just got a name.
My name on it.
My name on it. That's what happened. You're right. So I'm the Yak God and all that. But you know me, sir, and you've been rocking with me for a long time. And but at the same time, you know I'm gonna keep it real and I don't care. I cannot think that this man is no different. If he was a big inspiration for me from the jump, even at a time in my life.
But if you don't care, stop talking about issues that are needed to be handled with care. That's what I'm saying. But if you don't care, just shut up.
We made him that.
But the moment this nigga decided he wanted to go to the White House, you at the White House. The moment you decided to go to the White House,
everybody can't go.
Everybody can't go. Matter of fact, he ain't asked nobody else to go. Your wife went up there to talk about prison reform. As a result, let's give credit where it's due. As a result of her going, the young lady wind up getting clemency. She'll be out in August. But these folks ain't no damn. This ain't work that they do. What got this to happen was popularity, was pop culture. Pop culture worked right in that moment. What I'm saying is, you don't even believe what you saying, bro.
And you can tell by the way you backed out of it.
By the way you backed out of it, you don't believe what you say. You doing this solely to get some publicity.
And you thought standing up and saying I'm gonna run for president in 2020 was the furthering of that.
Bro,
everything that you've done.
Like take the political aspect away. This man sold tickets to a concert, got out on the tour, had a rant about how Jay-Z didn't come and see his wife when she got robbed and left.
And then he did the same thing after the wedding.
Do you know how much Kanye West tickets is? So that means you don't care about nothing but you, bro, and you want me to still listen to Kanye West.
But that's the point I'm making.
But
he doesn't care about
Kanye.
He's not the voice for us. You're right. Anybody can go to the White House. You're correct.
Yes,
100%.
I'm gonna let you get that out because I know where you finna go.
Me too.
But I want you to acknowledge the fact that nobody makes themselves the voice of people.
And no, I ain't finna be sleep because I'm woke.
Woke. Stay woke.
The people deem the person as the voice.
Yeah. Right.
So when you do, like We could take Huey P. Newton. I guarantee Huey P. Newton did sit in the mirror and go, yeah, I think I want to represent every black person in America. That ain't what he said. I think he noticed the change that he needed to make in his own community. And he said, I'm going to lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
And people started to galvanize behind him as a leader and put forth effort to make sure he got out in front. So Kanye don't have to come out and say, I'm the voice of black culture. He don't have to come out and say, I'm the representation of everything black. He don't have to say that. When you came out, you took that lane. And you never shied away from it.
You never shied away from it. You never denied it.
Yeah, exactly.
True. But I gotta say, before he took these other extreme positions or stances to things or whatever,
he was the same person.
We labeled him as mentally ill before he did. Because his mother passing and things he went through, we label him as sick.
But
not
that was the court of public opinion.
Oh, I'm gonna keep it gangster with you. I'm gonna keep it righteous real.
Come on,
I never did. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
Hey, tell your pussy ass joke.
I just said that I rode this wave with this man all through 808 some heartbreaks. I understood. I know what it's like to not have a parent. I know that the vacancy that leaves. I understand that. However, do you know how many of us out here that ain't got parents? That parents have died, that parents are not in our lives, that we have undergone trauma and we have had to deal. Nobody gave us the excuse.
We didn't get a day off.
We don't get a day off. We don't get none of that. So Kanye West didn't get that from me. I didn't give him the excuse. He just acting out. Bruh, I gave this man a grace period.
I'm gonna let you get that out first.
All right, fam. Because like I said in the beginning, we made excuses for Kanye. We did. Mm-hmm. We made excuses for Kanye in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? We made excuses for Kanye in the beginning, bro. Now, bro, I don't not excuse you. I get that he only care about relevancy, bro. But what I'm saying is since you only care about relevancy, you ain't nobody that I got to hear about ever. Period. I'm not finna patron.
You don't have to be patron saint. You don't have to get out here and be the person. You said you were Walt Disney. You came out and said you were Steve Jobs. So when you come out and you say these things, although you are genius, I will give you that credit. When you put yourself as I'm the elite, you are then judged as the elite. You cannot say I'm the best and not get critiqued against everybody else. So when you came forth and had the bravado that you allowed yourself to have, you deserve every criticism that come along with it because you jumped out there and said that.
But every other criticism and downfall that we have about these other people he put himself up against, we had to dig for it, and he's putting it on a platter in front of us.
Because we live in the age of information though, so that's his handicap.
But if we live in the age of information, we live in the age of information. We just not found out about XYZ this year, last year, year before, or whatever. If we live in that age, we live in that age. Why? You cannot discredit the message because of the messenger. Whatever. If you're
a broken clock right twice a day.
At least twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to say that Kanye, which I know none of y'all are saying a decent bad, I know y'all are not saying, but if we want to say that as a whole, that Kanye is crazy now, we got to say that Jay-Z was crazy then. We have to see that your favorite rapper.
He is my favorite.
You know what I'm saying? He has to have some credence. I have people that really love me, that really fool with me. And this is just one side of me. I ain't this most negative person. I ain't the most positive person. I'm glad everybody don't rock with this because all these comments wouldn't be like they are. I have bad karma that follows me. I really, honestly, this ain't no act. This ain't nothing I think it's cool. This is the life that I chose for myself. And I'm going to count for all of this one day. No, take that back. I'm going to count for all this today. I don't feel the need to clarify my humanness to another human.
Okay.
Just like this, by my cellular device don't have to agree with yours. They're not compatible, but they all are the same.
Mhm.
I really, honestly, I'm not here to be the devil advocate and to be anti whatever is going on. When you told me, when I told you the other day what the subject was, I didn't ask you your stance.
You just said perfect.
Perfect. I didn't ask you your stance. What your numbers in my I could have texted you and asked you, so which way you gonna come or what? It didn't matter. I
Mhm.
knew that three of us, we are three brilliant people,
Mhm.
and I knew we wouldn't agree. It didn't matter which
I don't
stance I took.
I don't think it's necessarily a disagreement though. I think on your behalf it's more of an indifference.
Yeah, because it's really not that toxic to me.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at it like that's why I was appreciative of the idea of you having the conversation. You are an artist, so
And you
you're
are an
always
individual,
gonna you
so you don't
Correct.
have groupthink tendencies.
yeah, you always gonna process this. What is the art behind this first?
Yeah.
What can I use this for to make art out of? I
Yes.
knew that was gonna be those are your first two
And
questions all the
you
time.
are an individual mindset thinker, so you're not gonna like if you see the crowd is saying, "Man, fuck Kanye West," you like, I don't really feel like that. Just
I
because
don't.
y'all feel like that, that's ain't how I feel like that. But
So,
I-
excuse not to cut you out,
Go
not to cut
ahead.
you, but that's just kind of getting to my point because y'all, black people,
Mhm.
feel like that. Kanye voice. I don't really feel like that.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? It's something that can be obtained from
It's
anything. It's gone, sir.
It's gone.
But it's something that can be obtained. But I love the rawness. But it's something that can be obtained from anything. And I think that being an individual is more important than anything. Okay, the train of thought is so powerful.
Mhm.
Did you know? Y'all might did know this, but did you know that when somebody scanned the barcode, did you know that the laser is reading the white lines, not the black ones?
Mhm.
But that's all in perception. That's all how you see
Just
it.
like the QRC code, is the black dots aren't what's registered. It's the absence of what's left.
So that speaks volumes right there.
Mhm.
It's not about somebody has to be the hero. Somebody has to be a martyr. I think that with all these things that are calculated steps, with every calculated step is a calculated risk. He had to know that it would backfire because if me, I was to take steps like this, I would know
Mhm.
that it's a chance that it could backfire. So with that being said, you don't think people look at plan A and B, but the alphabet 26 letters long.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You are driving home what I'm saying. I say, all of us are not monolithic creatures. We are not of the same mindset. I don't feel the way I feel about Kanye West because the group percentage feels the way about the way they feel about Kanye West. I don't hop on council culture as a means to figure out how I feel about somebody. I'm a person who has my own mind. I feel so strongly on this situation that I took the stance that I took because of exactly what you just said.
Come on.
You are a individual and somebody who uses their mind.
Mhm.
Your narcissism
Mm-hmm.
and your ego
Mm-hmm.
at this moment is something that I view as detrimental to where we, when I say we, I'm talking about the kid, man, these folk, like, life is real out here, fam. And every day, regardless of what they say on Capitol Hill, we gonna have to live life every day down here in Alabama, or regardless of where you at, you're gonna have to deal with it.
Mhm.
You're gonna have to have all types of stressors on your job, all types of stressors in your family. The last thing you want is a birth of this influx of entitled, ignorant children that are mindlessly not thinking about the future because they are so self-absorbed because of the rhetoric that they have heard from their favorite rapper. See, somebody got to take responsibility. somewhere. And if you gonna be that person that want to talk, please, Kanye, go talk. But don't ain't why you got to come to the White House to speak to this person, bro? Like that's the point that I would like that the madness to the method to the madness that posed no method. That was madness. That was just you just out here for the sake of being out here. That was your chance at some type of publicity. And I'm saying that's fine. But at the expense of who? See, that's what I'm talking about. At the expense of who? And I can't support nobody who don't even have no type of mindset to think about stuff like that, bro. So see, like, even with that, Dirty, you say, like, man, I can't believe that he subscribed to some of that stuff. That make it even worse. Because now it's empty. That's a hollow method that you just use. You don't even believe that, bro. You just talking.
But that's human. Do I think I sat up here on this platform and I know that, which I don't have the following that he does, whatever. I know some people rock with Dirty, which Dirty, by the way.
Dirty, we
But
grown.
we are. And
We
Dirty
grown
is
and we
just
have a
something
responsibility to
we
folks up
do.
under us.
Dirty is something I created for radio
Mhm.
because my name was Doughboy.
Mhm.
Then Timberland Doe B. And we know who the great from this state is. This Doe B. So I changed it because I didn't think nobody would take me serious with it. I didn't change my stance. I changed my title. He didn't change his title. He changed his stance. I don't think that what he's doing is no less or the best. Neither one. I think it is unapologetically human. And that is the most natural thing. How many of these actors, actresses, artists grow their hair, cut their hair, color their hair, gain weight, lose weight, liposuction, fat
Dirty, you
injections?
cutting your hair and doing liposuction and all of that is totally different from you putting out some rhetoric that you don't believe irresponsibly and giving that to people that
No,
listen
it's
to
not
you.
really as different as you think. That if I still eat ding dongs and ho hos and ham and pork ear sandwiches, but I had surgery to give me abs, that is a lie.
You just changed your
I
outward
changed
appearance.
the way that people view me. I didn't change my life. I didn't work for this. I
Yeah.
changed my appearance. He didn't really work towards this view or whatever. We gave it to him. He did, but he made a comment on a few of our social issues, and we appointed him that. He said
He didn't run from it either though. Like he's not a victim to fame. He's not a victim of circumstance. He got there because he wanted it.
if
He's not a victim.
So you are telling me, or y'all, if Bev, you agree, are y'all telling me that if he had have run from the fame, that we would hold him less accountable?
Dude, why don't we look at Jay and Kanye the same way?
Who that?
Why don't we look at Jay and Kanye the same way?
Come on.
No, I mean, okay. I'm feeling my point, and I'm extra. I'm just saying, because him not running from it is that him endorsing it. All right, cool. That's my point. Why do we not look at Jay and Kanye the same? Excuse me. I don't know, because they kind of just like all artists did the same thing. Jay went from, which has always been a very intelligent dude, which Kanye has too. Jay has more straight away from the street and more to the business. The difference to Dirty is Kanye did it subjectively, and Jay did it objectively. Jay come from the same thing, the same ignorance, the same bad background, the same everything, promoting the same ignorance. He just had it earlier, one had it later. He saw the light. Hey, these streets, selling drugs, this and that, this and that, this and that. Just like me. And I'm not a self-centered person, but I just
You put yourself in my
you are always the best example you can give. Because everybody else, people can debate about. Ain't no debating about me.
Somebody told me that.
I always make myself the hype of every hype, and I made myself the butt of every joke because
Yeah.
nobody can clear it up, and nobody can identify it better than I can.
Right.
So I can say that I was a abusive drug dealer. You know what that is? I used to slap crackheads. I mean this. I used to
I'm
degrade
sorry.
them.
I'm sorry.
You ain't got
Lord.
no man. You ain't got to do this and this.
I'm
Thing.
sorry.
Do the Watusi for me. Show me that new chicken head there, Nelly. Bro, I beat it. And then now I'm sitting here talking for the culture or whatever. One day, if I reach this man's platform, somebody gonna discount my message then for my life at that point.
Like what I'm getting at is
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
when you
Yeah,
look
that
at
is.
They will, but that's not even the same. That's
Hold on,
like,
So
hold on,
what
hold
I'm
on, hold
saying
on.
is,
Go ahead,
so you
go ahead,
coming
go
up from
Go ahead.
an artistic person
ahead.
who always gave their truth and their life at that point to somebody who's doing what, giving their truth and their life at that point, and we'll find a way to discount it. And
Like,
I don't think that's how it should go.
this is what I'm saying. We don't look at Jay and Kanye in the same light, and there's a reason behind it. Jay came in unfavorably. Kanye came in favorably. Over the course of their careers, they both have been pillars in the hip hop community. But we don't put nowhere near as much scrutiny on Jay-Z as we do Kanye. And the reason behind it is Jay does not try to be in the front. Jay is the person, if Jay-Z, Lloyd, 50 Cent said this, and I'm gonna quote him. Jay-Z, Lloyd Banks, and Fab are the same person.
Fifth, he said it, and it's true.
I mean,
And the reason why is because they're quiet. Their personalities themselves are not loud. They can be loud. They can garnish attention. They can walk into a room and absorb the energy of that room if they want to. However, they don't try to do that. Kanye makes it his business to. He cannot do things the same way because he looked at like, nah, I did that already. It's probably somebody on my old swag, so I ain't gonna do it no more. You can have that. I bless y'all. When you talk like that, when you talk like you above the grain, you then get judged like it. Jay don't do that. Jay is probably the most humble billionaire you could possibly be. When you talk about somebody that's a hip hop artist, you don't see this man flashing his money around. You don't see this man in videos trying to take over the spotlight. You don't see him doing interviews often. He literally tries to stay as far away from everything as he can. He jumps in when he got something to say, and that's why the world gravitates to it.
It does. Now, Jay-Z came in this street artist with intellect, right?
Mhm.
He make gems. Jay would run to my number 2 as greatest artist ever. One go to Weezy. Okay. Now, at the beginning, it was with this street cred thing, right?
Mhm.
Then he jumped to, I remember American Gangster where he said, like, I love Frank Lucas, but I ain't trying to snitch. Remember he made that line
he
or
made
whatever.
it was between Frank Lucas and Ludacris.
So how was that not a conundrum? How is that not a double negative? If you do something right now, if you did something right now to, which I know Anise is closer to you than me.
Mhm.
But I'm saying, if you did something to her right now,
I wanna get next to you.
shut up. But I'm saying, if you did something to her right now violently,
Mhm.
and I didn't snitch, in one way, I'm going to appeal to one audience or the next. Either I'm going to say,
He ain't snitch.
and he kept it real, or he did snitch because that's his sister. He kept it real.
Right.
That's all in the eye of the beholder. Jay-Z he doing this for the culture, but he's promoting not snitching. And people trying to redefine what snitching is. If you're a law-abiding citizen and you living by this thing, you're an old lady, somebody breaking your house, and you call the police, she didn't snitch.
Like
Jay-Z didn't take the responsibility to say that, but we understood it anyway. Subjectively, we
Trying to live
understood
by the
that.
G code.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
We understood that. We know that he meant. We just listen to his music. We know he didn't mean that for the street cat. We know he meant that for the old lady. But when it comes to Kanye, we think that means for every black person.
But
We think that means for
what Jay does that's so beautiful is he surmises the cultures of other people into his own because you're gonna have to listen to me. And the reason why you're gonna have to listen to me, Jay got on the song and said when Jenna 6 don't exist, that's when I stop saying bitch. And I'm saying that because this word ain't as impactful as these black kids that were tormented with nooses. Like you not fit and taking that, like the content that he puts out and he says whatever he wants to say about it, that is the life that he lives as well. Like he believes the stuff that he's saying. Kanye is out here saying stuff that he himself will not stand behind. Kanye would not put the stuff that he's saying on a plaque and hang it on his wall. The stuff Jay says he stand behind, everything that he said on 444, he said, I believe in my heart that this was my best project. Now, we as Jay fans probably not gonna say that because we old Jay fans. We it's certain parts of Jay-Z we like over others. But when he gets up here and he says something, he's not straying away from it later. Kanye, if you listen to a Kanye song today and you say right now, I 100% vehemently stand behind this song. You cannot 5 years later say that Kanye is gonna have the same fervor behind it as you are.
Let me tell you something.
Jay, you will.
Let me tell you something. I was talking to somebody about this a little while ago. Whether like Young Boy, whether you like his music or you dislike his music, well, whatever stance you take on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
A view counts as a view. Mm-hmm. If you watched it to be negative or you watched it to empower him, the computers counted the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It don't matter if I clicked on this man video or a song just to dissect it in a negative manner, or if I'm going to dissect it in a positive manner. It counts as a view.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So some people have enough integrity to say, and that's why I think that's what my personal difference is. Even though I don't think they do things that different, Jay-Z, it's for the culture and it's for the advancement of our people, but at the same time want to uphold old trap rules.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that. No man can serve two masters, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody's Christian, but you know what I'm saying? You can't serve two masters. You can't say the United States government's laws, rules, and regulations is what rules the land, and what we say rules the land. That to me, and I love Jay. I think that he is. I ain't gonna say the second because I think he's one of the greatest rappers ever. Because if I say he's the second greatest rapper, that'll bring too much scrutiny on Wayne. I'm just gonna say he's one of the greatest to ever bless our microphone. But I don't think the same response. So okay, let me ask y'all this. Okay, if Jay-Z was to come out tomorrow, let's erase. It's hard to because memory is memory and imagination is another. But let's say Kanye kept it third the whole time and Jay-Z blurred them lines.
You mad?
Would we? I ain't gotta ask you, would we really? Would we just praise Ye and down Jay? Will we kill the creator and praise the creation?
Look how many greats we've had that we've separated ourselves from. Like everybody that watches basketball appreciates Jordan. Everybody. But if you heard something about Jordan that tainted your view of Jordan, whether it be gambling, how he did his wife Juanita, whatever the case may be, I'm not saying everybody's different. So everybody's triggers to dislike something is different. But if that person, the person that you idolize, did something that you yourself and your soul couldn't agree with, could you step aside of it and say, no, I can't rock with that? If you can do that, you are an honest person. If you can't, you lying to yourself because you're allowing another person's actions and beliefs to dictate your own.
Right.
Like you allowing that to run amok on your own moral compass,
your own psyche.
Like you are then. So that's what it's like. It's like, yes, great, woo, all right, yeah. Like my favorite artists, like a lot of my favorite artists, it is so it makes me so happy that none of my favorites are problematic. You know what I'm saying?
Some of your favorite stuff.
Give him one.
Big Crit. Big Crit is one of my favorites.
I love
it's one of my favorite
I love
artists.
him. No problem.
No, I love Big Crit. Like seriously,
that
he
really
is
in my
soul
top
music. He
yes.
really makes good soulful music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He made music I think his grandma would be proud of.
I miss you like yesterday.
But you had grandma's hands and wings. How do they name the song? What's the song I'm thinking about?
Is you talking about the song he got with Yo Gaddy?
I have I gotta stay. I have to stay. That's the song I'm thinking about. I know that you should go on, but I'm into you. But I gotta stay. You know what I'm talking about? By his grandma?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm with it. Yes, I'm with it. I'm with it. But if we were to take a microscope, if these people were to take a personal stance on everything,
Mhm.
like Kanye did
Mhm.
or does, we wouldn't look at them in the same light either, in my opinion. He just puts his life under a microscope. And other people put their life under a
I don't
macroscope
know.
or a telescope.
I don't know because it's not like I expect for people to be human. It's not like I don't expect for people to be human and be flawed. I don't look at these people like they gods.
No.
But
But what I'm saying, if you went to Crit House, like you used to from, if you went to Crit House and he had a Donald Trump poster on his wall, would you respect him more or less? Would you
Yeah, I wouldn't
respect him less as a person,
yeah, I wouldn't respect him
less
as
as an artist, or
like
more of a
both.
person, more?
I wouldn't respect him as an artist
like
because this the man who came out with might not be okay.
Why?
You know what I'm
Though?
saying?
Why?
Because he's
he
already
would
put
spit in the face of everything he done did for her.
everything he done did and everything he
He's
done
a
said.
rapper. What I'm saying, if I went to this man, let's say he's never
Mm-mm.
really taken a stance on any of this, right?
Who
We
Crit? Yes, the fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
Subjectively,
Huh?
not objectively.
No. Crit was at the BET Awards with a doggone police officer uniform on, and he performed the lyrics to "Might Not Be Okay"
But
with a black fist at the end. Y'all
just,
didn't think he was that real.
but we
No.
just said that Kanye said Judge Bush don't care about black people.
Uh-huh.
If we went to Crit House next year and he had a Donald Trump poster on
Everything
his wall,
Crit, if you ain't about your own people, you gonna raise your fist for. Everything Crit that did thus far that been about his people. That's it.
He's avoided.
He's avoided.
No, he would void everything he's done to this point.
He would have. Would he?
Yes.
But why can't we use the negative Kanye against the positive Kanye as if he's not the same
Because
man?
we don't know what he talking back no
Yes,
more.
you do.
We
You
don't
know
know
he
he
was.
talking
You
back
can't
no
do
more.
so. Because y'all knew what he was talking about
We know
then.
talking
How
about
he
no
lost
more.
y'all
Dirty,
in
be
the
serious.
song.
We
Be
talking
serious.
back
Okay,
no
let's
more.
be serious.
Be serious. You cannot listen to a Kanye album right now and say, I know the direction he was going in with this. You haven't been able to do that since Yeezus.
And that's the thing I'm saying. That is exactly the thing I'm saying. Because people and feelings and ideas are fickle.
I get that,
They
but when
do come and
art unexplained is left subjective.
True.
So if you have art that you care not to explain, you then leave it up to me to make my determination of what it is.
And if you interpret it incorrectly, that's on who?
The artist.
No. That's
Yes.
on you.
No, if you don't give me an explanation, I'm left to form my own opinion
Bruh,
about it.
I'm your bread and butter. Like you've been talking to me.
Okay.
I've been supporting you. And if you have put something out that is in direct opposite to what you have shown me and what I have gravitated towards for years, let me tell you something.
I'm
If
sitting
Crit ever, if he ever came out with something that was just completely just a direct whatever to every, I've been listening to Crit, man. I've been listening to Crit music for years, bro. Like Jigaboos can minstrel you, but never me. Blackface, my black face can never be. Sambo, my camo say no wise. The revolution of mind could not be televised. Man, what you mean, man? What?
Now,
What?
you're right.
What?
You're right.
Man, too scared to go to sleep because sometimes I have to doubt my dreams, bro.
Listen. But that's the same thing.
I've
I've been saying
I'm more
all night.
Geronimo Pratt than OG Bobby, bro.
I'm healed. You know what? Guess what? I healed the nigga with Crit.
Yeah.
I was on Crit and I healed them with this.
Yeah.
This ain't no last year phase.
Right.
This and that. It's rarely one of them things that musically somebody gonna school me on.
Yeah.
I'm hip now.
You hip.
I'm super hip. But what I'm saying is just like I'm the best example of my point. Just like what I said before the break and after the break, right? What I said before then and after then.
halftime.
Halftime. During my little halftime. I know the hell I'm talking about before then. I know the hell I'm talking about after then or whatever. We had, I'm gonna call it one loose follower or whatever. Which I appreciate you now. You always welcome. I sent you a friend request. It's up to you to follow or whatever because I felt like I love you feelings. But when it comes to it, the person that's actually authors these things, they are no greater than the person that audibilize these things. They are no less and no more. You cannot is if Kanye, he was either this. He was either a god that was a bliss to us before time, or he was a scourge of man that we had a good taste for in the beginning.
Yeah.
He can't be both.
Yeah.
He can't be. That's yin and yang.
Yep.
He can't be a curse on our ears and a moment and a blessing to our eyes at the same time. He has to take one road. No man can serve two masters. These are the rules and tenets we live by, right?
Yeah.
He can't be both. He's either the worst or the best. Dirty tends to lean to the right and say he's the best because it's authentic. These rappers with these unearned tattoo teardrops and whatever.
You think they do more damage to the what? Because they have no credibility.
Absolutely. I respect Bear because Bear, me and you came up two different ways. I ain't getting no glory to this, to whoever youth is or whatever. But Bear, you know I came up a certain way. I always been smart. I ain't never saying that. I'm not trying to make intelligence stupid. You know, that's stupid in itself. But I always smoke. I remember I can name you off the top of my head 25, I hope the cameras see me, street characters that I started to smoke and drink. I remember being in health class and people putting their desk around me.
Coach McCall.
Hush. Asking me, how does marijuana really feel? I was doing it when it went cool. I was just a smart then.
You was the boogeyman.
But I'm saying, but the people, how does it really feel? Is it really this? Is it really this? You know what I'm saying? I can understand where he's coming from. Can I vouch for another? I can't vouch for anybody 100%.
Right.
I cannot. But I can say I do see the inspiration and the genius that it drives us towards.
Yeah.
Jeezy has let me down in one way or another. T.I., love you, love you, love you. But from making crack the way to do things to political activists, that's hypocritical too. Nobody stayed in the same lane forever. Nobody's under any different scrutiny. It's just only him. What differentiates
different.
him from anybody else is how unapologetic and how honest he is about it. And that's the most, in my opinion, you can ask from any artist. If City Girls came out 2 years from now and made an album where a gospel album talked about the detriment of their ways and how they dastardly deeds, would I say, you know what, you're still going ahead because you twerked in 2019? What am I? All right now.
To bring this to an end, because I felt like the subject matter that we are trying to present is coming across like we're debating between each other, and we all have our own views too.
Yeah.
But what the reason why I wanted this topic was because the people made the movement to crucify Jesus. The people pushed that. Like the people wanted Jesus accounted for. The reason why I wanted the title of this episode to be the crucifixion of Jesus was because the people are deciding that Kanye, not Kanye, the Jesus factor needs to die. I'm not saying that I have a disdain for the man who is Kanye West. I have a disdain for the image that you portray as an artist and you call yourself Yeezus. I have a disdain for the level that you used to make music towards. You used to use paint, and now you use painters. So, like, to me, like, in closing, like, I don't feel like this is somebody I should celebrate in any capacity anymore. Because until you are congruent across the board with what your message is, what you're trying to imply, and what you live, I have no reason to look at you as an inspiration anymore.
Wow. Powerful words from a powerful man. Hey, I
Mixtapes.com.
I can. Hey, son, where'd you get that? I can't disprove that. I really cannot. But I can't leave with another wrinkle on your brain. 2, and in closing, from me. 2, I'm pro Kanye, y'all. If y'all ain't been listening for the last 30 years, I'm telling you right now. To me, in my closing campaign, I would say to discredit Kanye is to discredit individuality. To say that I have to be the person I was yesterday, I have to be tomorrow, is putting us in a box. Nobody woke up racist, Republican, homophobic, a hermit. Nobody grew up anything. They never grew up with it. They grew into it. You know what I mean? That's why I think the word is now. This rhetoric. Now this is rhetoric. But this was like the great Khalid Muhammad would say. You didn't grow into it. You didn't grow into it. You grew into it, and that's why they call it congruent. That what the Nation of Islam used to do in the 90s, like wordplay and rhetoric and stuff like that. It's you don't have wisdom. You have a wise dome. You know what I mean, my bro?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that appealed to somebody. Everybody is a celebrity. Each and every one of you is a celebrity. Each and every one of you is a star. Everybody had what Andy Warhol said, everybody has what he coined the term 15 minutes of fame. It is, I don't know, but roughly around 8 billion people on planet Earth right now. It is enough people on Earth to what each and every human being on Earth has a follower. I could throw out a blanket statement right now and have a cult status somewhere. We cannot hold a rapper with marketing and bills to pay and children and wives that go through drug habits and whatever. I don't feel that we can hold him accountable for anything, just like a political personality or whatever. What's his name? He just had an article about him the other day about him being the longest serving member of Congress. He from our state. It ain't Sessions, he done with. It's
I'm about to say Sessions don't come to mind to me.
It ain't Sessions though.
You been in there, I don't know how long. You been in there.
We'll talk about it after, but I'm telling you,
kids.
this just was like day before yesterday.
Hey, man.
Ma'am.
Listen. I'm in closing. I'm going to agree with what you said, but for all of you celebrities out there, I want you to understand this. You can be a celebrity and you can shine your light as many places as you would like to shine them.
Correct.
But the moment you think that you're going to shine and your shining is going to be a detriment to me and mine, then I have no choice but to turn your lights off in this area. See, that might not mean that much to you, but I don't have to subscribe or pay attention to none of the junk that you talk about.
Correct.
That's just not for me anymore. And I'm okay with that. And that's not a groupthink setting. I just think that Kanye West is not for me. And I'm okay with that. I celebrated Kanye's individuality the same way I will celebrate a child's individuality. The same way I will fight to the death for your right to be an individual and your right to be able to be yourself. I will fight for that right and honor that. in this country by no problems. But listen, the moment you think that you and your individuality and your right to want to do whatever the hell you want to do is gonna be something that's gonna hurt me and mine, well, you got a problem. And it's of Kanye West forevermore until he do something else. I don't have to listen to nobody that's not gonna be an advocate for me and mine, especially if you put yourself in a position to be that. Thank you so much for listening.
Hey,
Thank you so
this is
much for listening.
another session of the Whitted Wednesday show. We appreciate everybody that came through to listen, everybody that commented, everybody that shared. This was episode 5.
5 on that thing. You know what I'm saying? I got 5 on it.
We are very
And I was messing with that end of week.
Yeah. We are very close to having merch available for you guys to actually see and purchase.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
you gonna hold it down. Okay.
Yeah. As a result, we are fervently trying to get those things to you, and they will be announced when they are available. I promise you. So just stay tuned, stay in the ear, stay on the hip.
Stay with it.
Stay with it.
For the money.
For the money. This has been your big homie Bear Brown.
Man.
Go ahead.
This is the way of the committee. And I have been so gracious and have been so privileged to be a part of this order.
Yes.
Smash Bros. Radio is the platform.
Yeah.
Where the committee is the show.
Yeah.
Quit playing, ho. Can I do it? What's
Yeah. Hey, tune in Saturday too. Don't just come over here on the Smash Bros. Platform on Wednesdays. We got a whole gang. And you in that thing. Yeah. But stay with it for the money.
So when it comes down to it, and I come out and I be a proponent of, like, let's just say legal marijuana, feelings are fickle, but don't rock with me when I vote in that pickle. That's all I'm telling you.
That was Dirty the Quotable, ladies and gentlemen.
Strong arm emoji.
The quotable.
A niece and the nephew. The bear and the clown.
Y'all be easy, man. We finna get out of here.
Bye.